Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Jack and I are back. Today we are doing Cowboys Bucs for Sunday Night Football. What a weird, wacky day of NFL action today. We're going to get all into it. But first of all, Jack, how's it going?
How is my bum team 0-1 and all these other teams are just like the playoff teams right now? Let me explain the stat. The playoff teams are currently there. So there were 14. Only 4 of them have won so far, and 2 of them are about to play tonight.
Yep. So 5-9 start. Hey, at least you didn't tie.
Yeah, at least we had one tie. We almost had 2 because kickers in Cincinnati just didn't know what they were doing, or at least long snappers were hurt. I guess that was also a factor. Yeah. So that I think, though, regardless, is safe to say that that's an early game of the year candidate already out of the gate. So we're off to a fantastic start.
Yeah, what a strange game. Every game I felt was strange. Like even like the Baltimore game felt like the most normal of the bunch, and like Baltimore couldn't run the ball for 3 quarters. Both the Ravens defensive line and Jets defensive line just lived in the backfield. Like Devin Duvernay had 2 touchdowns. Like, what is this? And then every other game's just like
Lamar had a dot to Duvernay too. That was a really nice throw.
Beautiful throw. One of the best throws he's had in a long time. First 50-yard touchdown the Ravens, or first 50-yard passing touchdown the Ravens have had since Trace McSorley found Marquise Brown against the Steelers in the Thanksgiving game back in 2020.
Yeah, so
what a bizarre turn of events.
Yeah, it's just been such a weird day so far, and there's there's still like some really exciting ones to come out of it. We still have the Russell Wilson revenge game tomorrow night. We've got Bucs Cowboys tonight. Tom Brady's going to achieve his goal of playing at 45. So that's something, I guess.
Jack, shall we reveal how we're doing on picks so far this week?
I am not doing good. I'm pretty sure I picked Green Bay to beat Minnesota, and Minnesota kind of punched them in the mouth. So I'm probably sharing a boat with Tom Grossi right now. So
let's see. So Josh and I got Bills Rams right. All 3 of us got Eagles Lions right. All 3 of us got Niners Bears wrong. I know you have something to say about that. Josh got the Steelers right. Josh and I got the Dolphins right. All 3 of us got Cleveland wrong. Indianapolis tied. You and Josh got New Orleans right. You and I got Ravens right. You and I got the Commanders right. Josh and I got the Vikings right. All 3 of us missed the Giants. All 3 of us got the Chargers right. All 3 of us got the Chiefs right. And heading into tonight, you have the Cowboys, I have the Bucs, and Josh has the Bucs, and then tomorrow we're all in Denver.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of I have a feeling like all of the stuff that's been building up to this is like, I feel like I don't know if Tom Brady is going to be 100% in the game tonight. So he probably will. We always say this kind of thing about Tom Brady, and he always just walks out there and proves us wrong. So
yes, good point.
Probably going to do it again tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes Tampa Bay's way. He's never lost to Dallas in his career.
This is true. Do you know the 5 teams he's never lost to?
So other than Dallas, there's. Let me think. Let me go by division here. He's never lost to the Patriots.
That would be correct.
He's never lost to. I almost said the Giants. Jesus.
He's lost to the Giants once in the regular season.
Quite significantly, he's lost to the Giants a few times.
Yes, that's true too. So the Cowboys are 1, Patriots are 2. You need 3 more teams.
What's not division? What conference?
All of them are in the NFC, as you can imagine.
The NFC, okay.
Ironically, it's not the team that he's only played twice.
Is it Washington?
He is 4-2 against Washington. Actually, lost last year.
Oh yeah, he did. I have no idea. I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, so he's never lost to Tampa Bay, which makes sense now.
That makes sense, actually. Yep.
Yeah. He has never lost against the Minnesota Vikings. 6-0.
Interesting.
And
6-0.
he has never lost against the Atlanta Falcons. He is 9-0.
9-0 against the Falcons. That would cause a Falcons fan a lot of pain, but they've already had enough of those as of late. So,
oh boy, they had a weird one today. Do you know what teams he has a tied or losing record against? Going to put you on the spot.
A tie or losing record?
Yep. So there's 3 ties, and 2 teams that he has a losing record against.
He has a losing record against the Rams while on the Bucs. I'll throw that out there right now.
He is 3-3 all time against the Rams, plus a playoff loss.
So I suppose that kind of counts.
Yeah, that counts.
3-3.
He has beaten 3 of these 4 teams in the playoffs.
Why is my mind just going to only 3-3? Just he's had such a long career. Like it's so hard to just pinpoint. Like what is it? You're 23 now that he's entering.
Yes, sir.
Oh
right?
my
Yeah,
God.
you're 23. He's a 2000 draft pick before I was born. All right, I can give him to if you want.
Just give it to me. I'm not gonna waste my energy.
He is 1-1 against the Arizona Cardinals, which yes, he's only played them twice in 22 seasons. They do play this year. He is 5-5 against the Chiefs. He is 4-5 against the Saints, notably the last 4 losses, and he is 1-2 against Seattle.
All right then.
Yeah, so wild.
Basically,
they actually have lost to the Lions. Do you remember it was a Sunday night football game the year Patricia was there?
I remember that.
They lost that one. That was such a weird one.
That was
all day, Austin. Hope you're doing well. I don't know how your Ohio Bobcats did the other day.
Yeah, that was such a weird game when they lost to Detroit.
So I have a story for you and our wonderful listeners.
Give us the story. I'm just watching their predictions in NBC right now.
So a couple days ago, I was negative in uSTADIUM points for the takes feature. Jack will have more information on what takes are very soon. Then all of the games happened. All of the preseason stuff ended. I'm now plus 300,000 points. I've hit 2 takes in the last 24 hours, one netting me 90,000 points and one netting me 70,000 points.
You were the only one that disagreed with the take saying that the Giants lost. The Giants would lose to the Titans. You were the only one that disagreed.
Turned $10 essentially into $70 today. That's the power of uSTADIUM takes. You never would have been able to find Giants plus 600 on a bookie today. But I got it on uSTADIUM. And Jack, what are takes exactly?
I think this video that I'm about to play will do a much better job explaining it, so let me bring that up.
Beautiful.
uSTADIUM is giving fans the chance to put their money where their mouth is. Introducing Takes, a new way for you to cash in on your sports predictions. If you think Gangrene makes the wild card, make it a take. Think Los Angeles is 1 and done in the playoffs? Make some money off that. Users either agree or disagree with the take, wagering their own points. Once the take is determined, the correct side wins and splits the pot. You can purchase and redeem your points for cash. Here's how to make a take. Click to the Takes tab on the app, press the plus button, and tap on the take icon. Enter your take in the text box, wager your points, set a date and time for it to close, pick the category, and share your take with friends on the app and social media. It's as easy as that, so get out there and cash in on your hot takes.
Yeah, what a time to be alive.
Those are really cool. So definitely get in on the action. It's really fun. And you can do them about literally anything. It doesn't even just have to be football. It can be just anything you want at all.
Okay, what's the weirdest take you've seen?
What's the weird? Oh, that's a good question. I'd have to actually scroll back and see if I disagreed with it or not.
So I got a couple. Someone did a gender reveal. So agree for boy, disagree for girl. I did on the 24-hour live stream, I did the number of Tinder likes I would get. I also did that on my birthday, that did hit. I had the overhit on that one.
Here's one. Splash does not spill sauce on himself while at the Italian restaurant.
That was a banger. That's beautiful. But my favorite thing about takes is that you can really kind of play it the way you want to play it. So if you don't like odds in a particular week, say you are, I don't know, you were a Vikings better this week, but you didn't like how the number was a push. You could go on the app and find a Vikings Packers take and probably get plus money on it and win more than you would have if you just bet with a traditional bookie. And the same thing I did with the Giants today. If the Giants were just plus 200 on that take, I don't join it. I'm just not going to join it because I like Tennessee at those odds. But Giants plus 600, yes, thank you very much. I will happily take your money for plus 600 because guess what? If they lose, I'm down 10,000 points. But if they win and they have a better than 600 plus 600 odds to win, because that's Vegas odds, I gamed the system and won a bunch of points. So that's my favorite thing, that you can find little nuances in the market, if you will. You can, like, it's a Jets app. So if you are a little bit more pessimistic on the Jets, you're going to find a lot of value because, say today, more people than you'd think picked the Jets to beat the Ravens. That did not happen. I wish Josh was here.
Yeah, it'd be nice to talk about. We'll see him on Wednesday. It'll be fine. It'll make up for it. Carrie Underwood has officially returned to our screens, which means we are minutes away from kicking off Sunday Night Football. They've redid the song a little bit, but it sounds mostly the same.
All right, there we go. We are good to go. I do want to give a special shout out to whatever the heck the Mariners-Braves game snorted today. The Braves are down 6-2 entering the ninth inning. Michael Harris hits a 3-run home run. Robbie Grossman hits a 2-run home run. And then Suarez and J-Rod go back-to-back, or I don't think it was exactly back-to-back, but they hit 2 home runs in the bottom of the ninth and walk it off. So obviously Mets fans are having a field day, which I understand. But the Braves are now 1.5 back after the Mets took the last 2 from Miami, and Atlanta dropped 2 in a row in Seattle. So
how should I feel about the Houston Astros absolutely destroying the Angels today? Like, I have no idea how to feel about that because, like,
was it 17-4? Was that what it was?
Something like that. I think it was 12-4 actually.
Oof.
And like the obviously I hate the Astros because they cheated, and then I hate the Angels because it's just fun to make fun of them and like the local rivalry and stuff like that. I just it's not really a win-win for me in either of those scenarios, honestly. But
yeah, understandable.
Whatever. You know what? It's fine. The Dodgers they beat the Padres, I think 12-2, and they are either in or very, very close to a playoff spot.
So. They have officially clinched that is 10 seasons in a row that Dodger Blue will be going to the playoffs.
I actually did not know that they officially clinched, even though I've been staring at Twitter all day. So there you go.
That's 10.
All right. One last thing I want to touch on before we get started here. Back to football. 49er fans who were on Twitter, all over Twitter on Thursday night. All over Twitter on Thursday night, talking about how they apparently gifted the Rams a Super Bowl because Jaquiski Tartt couldn't catch an interception. First of all, that is not the reason you lost the game. Second of all, please try beating the Bears first. Thank you, and have a nice night. They lost to the Bears. Like, what? Justin Fields.
They blew a 10-0 lead to the Bears.
Yeah,
that game. It was okay. So let me set the scene. So pretend you're at a water park, but it's at a really bad water park, and for some reason, all of the floors are like turf, and it's just torrential downpour and turf.
Yeah,
sod and grass. And
do you remember the Niners game where like there was the photo of Nick Bosa sliding in the grass? That's basically what this was.
By the end of the fourth quarter, you couldn't see who had the football. You couldn't see anything. It was just the camera lens was just covered with water. And that's how the 49ers played. They played like they had water in their shoes. They played like they were being weighed down by something, maybe the weight of Jimmy Garoppolo's sex appeal. I don't know. So you are looking at a team that was up 10-0 on one of the worst, if not the single worst team in the league, and you blew it. And I want to give some big props to Justin Fields today. I did not think I was going to be doing this when I woke up this morning, but I thought Fields, I didn't see the entire game. I'm going to go back and watch more film tonight. I thought Fields was played admirably against a tough defense, a very talented defense. The Bosa, Fred Warner, the secondary has pieces, Armstead, etc. And he made a play that he was like dead. He was dead in the water. He rolled out back to the left. Kept his eyes down the field the entire time, found freaking Dante Pettis, 49ers legend, down the field, 50-yard touchdown, boom, Bears are back in the game. And I thought Fields played with incredible poise. And if the Bears lose out or go 3-14 or 5-12 or stink this year, I think there is something to be said that Justin Fields is a player, and Justin Fields plays with swagger, and he can play in the big moments. And we saw that today. I think he was excellent.
Yeah, he really showed up. I did not expect that at all out of him, but he just, I think he kind of finally realizes that, like, this is his year. This is his time to kind of just take the reins, see what he can do with Chicago. Mm-hmm. And it's probably not going to be perfect, obviously, right off the bat, but that was definitely a really good start. So
yeah, absolutely.
So how about the Seattle Seahawks absolutely dominating the NFC West with a 0-0 record, because everyone else lost. The Cardinals, they got their mouths punched by the Chiefs, who are going to be completely troublesome without Kelsey, without Tyreek Hill, by the way.
Here's some fun news. So AFC North, the Bengals are all alone in last place. The reigning AFC champion Bengals are all alone in last place. The AFC South is a two-way tie, quite literally, between the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. Good job, everyone else. The Dallas Cowboys are currently last place in their division because everyone else won. So good job, Dallas. I guess Green Bay is not all alone at the bottom, but they're at the bottom of tied for the bottom of the NFC South. New Orleans currently leads the NFC South with a resounding 1-0 record. And the Seattle Seahawks, as Jack just mentioned, lead the NFC West with a record of 0-0.
Because all three NFC West teams that played lost.
They all looked pretty bad too. It's one thing to lose, like, say, what was the team that had like a halfway decent? Jacksonville. Jacksonville didn't like stink today. They lost, but there's a team that loses unless it's a tie. So I think Jacksonville, there's something to like grow upon here. You played a little bit better of a team. Carson Wentz played really well outside of the two horrendous interceptions. Color me shocked. But Jahan Dotson, have a day, son. Terry McLaurin, have a day. Curtis Samuel sighting, which was, I didn't expect to see that.
Yeah,
but
that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, so, I mean, Jacksonville, I don't think played poorly. They lost, but Trayvon Walker was a monster today. But there's other teams. Dallas. LA looked awful Thursday night. San Francisco looked okay for half and then just stunk. Elijah Mitchell could be out for a long time as well. So that's not great for the long-term prospects. Arizona just got run over by a freight train. Patrick Mahomes in September is not to be taken lightly, ladies and gentlemen.
Isn't he like unbeaten? No, he's not unbeaten.
He's not unbeaten. He lost twice last year. But yeah. The thing with Mahomes is that he has 5 3-touchdown games in week 1. He has played in 5 week 1 games. He's yet to throw an interception. So I know interceptions can be a little fluky here or there. Like sometimes you get one and you didn't really deserve one. Mahomes has 0 interceptions in 5 career week 1 games.
I'll rip the Band-Aid off. The Rams did not play good. It was
what?
It was here's the thing. I'm actually a lot more worried about next week now too, because Atlanta's their D-line was on fire, like absolutely on fire against the Saints. Mm-hmm. And the Rams, I think like 2 or 3 of their starting O-linemen are out.
Oh, do you want to hear the PFF grades for that?
I'm not interested. I think it's disgusting. Or you mean for the?
I think one of them got single digits for pass blocking. Okay, if someone got single digits, I have to find that.
It was like
Where is it? The Dolphins under hit today. I actually have not a hypothesis, but I have something I want to throw out there. The Patriots stink. Like I don't know who said the Patriots. Mike McCarthy looks like he works at a car dealership. Austin, you would be correct.
Austin. That was.
So Jack, David Edwards had a 6.9 pass blocking grade.
I'd say that's nice, but that's not very nice.
That's not nice.
Real.
He had a 0.0 pass blocking grade in true pass sets.
It was obviously this O-line got ran over by a Bills pass rush that everybody said was going to be good. So take that for what it's worth. I'm just on the whole it's week 1 thing, and hopefully they'll get a bounce back soon because Atlanta showed a lot of guts against the Saints. They didn't win, but they showed a lot of guts in that game. So I mean, we'll see.
I picked Atlanta and they blew it.
The Falcons blowing a lead? What?
They were up 16. Also, shout out to Kerry. Hope you're doing well. They were up 16, and Marcus Mariota couldn't stop fumbling. Jameis Winston found Michael Thomas twice for touchdowns. Younghoe Koo had a 60-yard field goal blocked at the end. I'm like, oh, because I thought that was such a nice pick because the Saints have never beaten the Falcons 5 times in a row. Jameis is coming back from an ACL. It's in Atlanta. Marcus Mariota is competent occasionally. He can run the ball. Atlanta their defense played reasonably well until the fourth quarter, which is not actually surprising to anyone. They had some goofy turnovers.
Mariota fumble. We are underway, so I can go ahead and change this to the first quarter.
Zacchaeus fumble. It was all strange and bizarre and weird, and it felt like a Falcons-Saints game. I am convinced that people do not respect the Southeast for their sports because I don't generally hear Saints-Falcons as one of the top-tier rivalries, even though it always matters. It's always a stupid game. Like there's I don't know.
The thing about rivalries is that they matter to the teams that are involved. Like they might not matter to anyone outside of it, but they'll matter if you're playing in that rivalry or you're a fan of a team in that rivalry. It'll matter. People will care, and they'll just go all out just for the pure satisfaction of being able to beat your rival.
Yeah, that to me is probably the 2 biggest ones right now. To me are Ravens Steelers because just how intense that is, and Falcons Saints because how loony that is. Because it doesn't matter how good the Saints are, it doesn't matter how good the Falcons are. They can always beat each other. They can always lose to each other. Like Packers Bears, the Packers kind of own the Bears right now.
Okay, Prescott on first down finds, I believe that's Schultz.
Yes.
For a game
fantasy football legend Dalton Schultz.
He's on my fantasy team.
Hey, there you go. Isn't your fantasy team beating Noah's right now?
Yeah, we are kicking Noah's ass, I'm pretty sure.
The fantasy expert. Oh, man.
I can double check that right now.
That's too funny. That is too funny. I'll give some stat updates for today's wonderful games. So far, the leading passer, I'll do fantasy points and real stats. So leading quarterback fantasy-wise is none other than my homeboy, who threw for 360 yards, 5 touchdowns. Unsurprisingly, both of those tallies lead all quarterbacks so far, although Brady and Dak probably will have something to say about that. Jonathan Taylor, actually Saquon Barkley ran for 164 yards and a touchdown.
Saquon.
So he is currently the RB1.
So good to see good Saquon again. He is insane. What is this play? That was like a flea flicker or something that just went terribly wrong.
It do be like that. Also, do want to give a shout out to Scordell Patterson, 128 rushing yards, big time. Dontrell Hilliard scored twice for Tennessee in a losing effort, which is, again, surprising. A.J. Dillon had 20.1 in a losing effort for Green Bay. Moving up to the wide receiver position, the story of the day was Justin Jefferson, 9 catches, $184, 2 touchdowns, both touchdowns in the first half. He was over 150 in the first half. Then Minnesota was up 2 touchdowns, so they kind of took their took the foot off the gas a little bit. Cooper Kupp over 30 points in Thursday night's game, and Devontae Adams 30.1 PPR points in Vegas's loss at LA. Do you want to give a shout out to Michael Thomas, who scored twice? AJ Brown had 155 yards in his Eagles debut. And none other than Christian Kirk called in 6 passes for a Bucs 17 today. Robbie Anderson had the longest touchdown of the day, 75 yards.
75 yards. That was crazy. So I'll say my next point after this play. 3rd down. What a throw over the middle to CD Lamb for a first down. They're about at midfield now.
And tight end, Kelsey, 8 for 121, touchdown. He led the way with 26.1 fantasy points. Guess who freaking called that? Yeah, that's right. OJ Howard had 2 catches, 2 touchdowns for the Texans in a tying effort down in Houston. Taysom Hill counts as a tight end. Technically, had 15, had 57-yard run, tacked on a touchdown later. Gerald Everett, Rams legend Gerald Everett, 14 points. Pat Fryermuth, 12.5. So solid day. Mark Andrews at 10 for those Mark Andrews stands.
So if there's any positives to take away for the Rams, it's at least Cooper Kupp can still do Cooper Kupp things. So that's not going anywhere anytime soon. Just
this is a good point.
Protect Stafford and get Kupp open, and he'll be fine. Hopefully, we get more out of Allen Robinson next game as well. Zeke also converts. That's another first down, Dallas.
Big shout outs to the Steelers defense. They had a pick 6, the first touchdown of the day with Minkah Fitzpatrick pick 6. The Dolphins had a scoop and score 6, and the Eagles had a pick 6 of their own with James Bradbury. The Steelers forced 5 turnovers in an effort
if you thought the Rams were hit hard by a Super Bowl hangover. The Bengals had like 5. Well, it was 5 total. It was, I think, 3 of them came in the first half. 2.
Yeah, it was like back-to-back drives. It was really bad.
Joe Burrow's first drive. We have an injury for Dallas. I don't know who. It's 66 on Dallas. Connor Williams.
Connor Williams is Miami now.
That's not Connor Williams. That's. I can't tell who they're saying.
Peters, Tyler Smith,
66.
Biadash, Zach Martin, Terrence Steele. One of them. Who? I don't know who that is.
You don't know who's.
It's not okay. So it's not Tyler Smith. I don't think it's Biadash. It's not Peters. I don't know who that is. I do this whole deep dive.
Connor McGovern.
That'll do.
Connor McGovern being helped off the field.
That's unfortunate.
Hate to see that.
The Cowboys have already been eaten alive with injuries on the offensive line. They lose Tyron Smith for at least 3 months, so that's really tough. So nice play by, I think that's Jamel Dean. No, Carlton Davis. Nice play by Davis. Davis and Dean are really underrated. I don't think they're talked about in this top tier of corners around the league, but I think they are both very, very good. They're not like a Ramsey, but they're good. You know, the funniest thing I saw today, after Justin Jefferson scored 2 touchdowns, you'd think the Packers would put Jair Alexander on him, Russell Douglas, almost a Pro Bowler last year, Eric Stokes. Nope, they were putting Preston Smith on him in the slot.
Oh, my Lord. That was, yeah. Green Bay put up their typical week 1 stinker. So if I'm a Green Bay fan, I'm not panicking yet.
No, I'm not panicking at all.
It's
panicking at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, you consider, again, only 4 teams that made the playoffs last season made it or won a game this week. I think there's a lot of teams where you absolutely do not need to hit the panic button just yet.
Shall we play a game, panic or no panic?
We'll do that at halftime.
Okay, sounds good.
That sounds
just remind me to do that because there's no way I guess I can throw it to the private chat.
We can throw it to the private chat. Yeah, Dak's going to drop back, finds, who is that?
That is Noah Brown.
Gets the first down.
Ohio State legend.
I thought he was going to go a little bit deeper there because of how far he dropped back, but good throw and completion nonetheless.
First down. Get the first down. So, yeah, weird day all around. We touched on it. Minkah Fitzpatrick had the opening touchdown. The Steelers had 7 sacks. This revamped Cincinnati offensive line, 7 sacks. But two major points here. One, the Steelers almost blew that game. So the Steelers are probably not like celebrating really hard right now because for two reasons. One, they almost blew the game. So it was ugly for like 2.5 quarters. They jump out at this big lead and then downhill from there. And they get a couple fluky missed field goals. McPherson missed an extra point. Extra point was blocked. Weirdness happened.
The long snapper for the Bengals was hurt, so that affected that, I think, a little bit too. So
yeah, backup long snapper, 2 high snaps. Huber does his best, but it doesn't get it down properly. And oh boy, that could have been a disaster.
That was nearly a disaster.
But I think the biggest news from week 1, TJ Watt might be out for the rest of the season.
That is brutal too, because he was having such a good game. There was a sequence where he had it was really not a good game for the Bengals too offensively. Like, yeah, they almost came back, but you had so Joe Burrow's first drive was a sack for a loss of 5 and then a pick 6. And then at some point later in the game, there was I'm trying to remember this right. He got his there was like a play that got stuffed behind the line. I can't remember whether Burrow was sacked or not. Mm-hmm. And then the ball just ends up in a play later. The ball just ends up in TJ Watt's hands. Yeah. TJ Watt was absurd in this game. And then he gets, I think it's a pec injury.
Yep. Torn pectoral muscle. He is likely done for the season. 6 tackles, all solos. Had a sack, 3 TFLs, 2 pass deflections, quarterback hit. He had a monster game. And he's done for the season. Alex Highsmith actually came in with 3 sacks. What a time to be alive.
And we have points on the board.
Yes.
Mar nails the 51-yarder. Dallas takes a 3-0 lead.
Dallas, shout out Carey again. Up to a 3-0 lead.
And I just realized I need to get the banner up, so I'm going to do that.
Yeah, so good start for Dallas. Matriculated the ball down the field. I think that's what it is. Hank Stram, shout out. Good start for Dallas. Points are always great. You prefer a touchdown against Tom Brady, but at this point, you're happy to have 3 points on the board, or points in general, with how weird the NFL is this week.
Okay. So here's my current fantasy match against Noah. I'm currently leading 116.48 to 87.30. Josh Allen is carrying me, but Noah has Patrick Mahomes, so that didn't help in the quarterback matchup. DeAndre Swift got 25 points for me. That was also a huge help. He has Melvin Gordon tomorrow. He also has Travis Kelce. How much of a lead
do you have?
Huh?
How much of a lead do you have?
116.48 to 87.3.
So 29. Any players like right now or Monday Night Football? I know he has Melvin Gordon.
He's got Melvin Gordon, and I believe that's it.
He should be good to go.
I think I'll be fine. I'm not really worried about it.
There you go.
I'm looking to see who our best bench players were. I had Josh Allen as my starting quarterback, so this is perfectly fair, but I have Matt Ryan as my backup. He put up 17.87 points.
Yeah, he was all right today. The Colts, it took them a while to get going. Houston kind of folded. Then they had a weird, they didn't go for it on 4th down with 40 seconds left. And it's like, what are you doing? You're playing for a tie in week 1. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, so
what is the most indefensible thing you saw today? I know you were scouring Twitter, grabbing pieces of each game. What is the most indefensible thing you saw today?
That's a good question. What do you mean by indefensible? Just somebody has a take that's really bad, or just
and not even that, something on the field that made you do a double take, a decision, a coaching decision, or just a play call or something along those lines. Because I would say the most baffling thing to me today was definitely Houston punting with 40 seconds to go to just secure the tie almost.
That's a good question, honestly. I'm trying to think about that.
And I do have an honorable mention, John Harbaugh opting to punt on 4th and 1 and wasting a timeout. So strange.
I will get back to you on my
Okay.
most indefensible
Okay,
thing. It
sounds
could
good.
happen in this game too.
This is a good point. Julio Jones. Oh my goodness. Cameron Brate's mustache. Did you see that?
Godwin is in the game, by the way, for those who may have missed the update. Godwin is in there, good to go. Takes the field with Tom Brady.
So Julio Jones is in the game too. So
this is
Julio
that
is-
moment. It's kind of giving me goosebumps almost a little bit. Remember how we keep talking about how we wouldn't believe Tom Brady would be playing in the game? Like when he retired, we wouldn't believe he'd be retired unless he was actually playing in the game.
Mm-hmm.
This is that moment where he's playing in the
back.
game. And on
Tom
his
Brady
first
is playing in
penalty,
an NFL game.
and his first snap, they take a false start.
And Brady's like, bro, maybe I should have retired, be with Gronk, do sideline reporting or booth reporting. Oh my goodness. Tom Brady, year 23.
Age 45. He's doing it now.
He's the oldest starting quarterback in NFL history. Also, Chris Godwin.
Oh, Godwin's going.
Healthy right
Godwin's
there.
going.
Looks pretty healthy right there.
That was.
Oh man.
What a play! Welcome back.
Okay. Yeah. Welcome back, Chris Godwin.
It happen that players that hurt their ACLs though they often come back a lot stronger.
Yeah, it can be a mixed bag. There's some players that.
I guess it's much more of a player by player case, but
for sure.
So far, with one play right now, Godwin looks pretty good.
How many season-ending injuries did you see today? Because I got 3.
There was
maybe Mitchell 2, so that could be 4.
Mitchell, yeah, that one could be there. I'm actually not sure. I think Najee hopefully will be okay. Oh, Najee's my running back in fantasy, by the way. So that's
he should be fine. Watt's probably out for the season. Juwan James, Ravens left tackle today, tore his Achilles for the second time in 18 months. So that sucks. His season's over. Kyle Fuller looked like he tore his ACL, or it was really bad.
I heard about that one.
It was like 4th down in the red zone, and Elijah Moore kind of pushed off. It's like what
Brady goes deep. He's got Evans wide open near the 34.
Maybe I can find the play because it's hard to describe. So it ended up being 4th down. Jets score, but it was called back, offensive PI, because push off. But let's see, Kyle Fuller. But everyone was coming out. Yeah, Kyle Fuller suffers knee injury. Oh.
So 2 large explosive plays. I don't mean to brush off the injury, but I'm just giving
a
quick game update. 2 large plays for Tampa has them now past the Dallas 30. Fournette gets it to the 27.
Yeah,
and this is why you wanted to get the touchdown against Tom. All right.
So Flacco throws it. Sorry for the horrendous quality. So there's a little yank, and Fuller just collapses to the ground. You hate to see that. So I'm gonna stop showing that.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah. So tough day for the Birds, even though they did win by 15. So good game, Jets fans. So no one is really a winner today. Steelers win, but TJ Watt's out for the year, probably out for the year. Ravens win. They lose their starting left tackle and a starting corner. Now they're number 3 corner. So depth is important,
I guess. Minnesota had I don't believe they had any major injuries. That's the first example that comes to mind. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think Minnesota was fine today. Although I will say, if you're eerie on the Packers, they were without both Bakhtiari and Jenkins today, so they're both of their tackles and their wide receiver 1, Alan Lazard.
Oh, they get stopped behind the line.
But I got a clip to show you. This is a storyline from the offseason that Aaron Rodgers doesn't really like rookie receivers because he doesn't trust their hands. He doesn't trust their route running, that whole deal. This is what happened today, and you can kind of I'll play it.
Oh,
you can
Chris is gonna hop on. Yeah, Chris is gonna hop on.
What's up, fellas?
What's popping?
Not too much, man. Just enjoying the Sunday night football game.
Yes, sir.
Looks like it's so we've got a kick from 44 from Suckup, and that is good to tie it at 3 after Fournette got stopped behind the line on 3rd down and 1. That'll make it 3-3.
Yeah, this is the tragedy that happened earlier today in Minnesota. Christian Watson, as you can see, is running. He's galloping to the end zone. You know, Fargo is free. He's running for 6 essentially, and then this happens. Whoop, right through the hands. I do feel bad. It's like this is a perfect throw, and it would tie the game, and then just goes right through the hands. So.
It's one of those plays that makes me realize how much Green Bay might actually really miss Devontae.
Although I will say the caption there, good MVS replacement, because I don't know if MVS catches that ball either. Although MVS's new getup did pretty well today in Glendale, where they could be playing in a couple months at Super Bowl 56. 57.
That was good today.
57. 57.
Today.
I'm wearing the 56 shirt, so.
Okay, the Super Bowls kind of run together. Like after 53, 54 is like Mahomes won. Okay, sure, whatever. Then Brady wins his 7th at 55. Then it hasn't set in the Rams won 56 yet.
I've been wearing Rams Super Bowl 56 here for so long, and it kind of it didn't really start to sink in until minutes before the season. Not even minutes before the season, just right before it. And then I went to bed watching those 2 Rams stuff that they aired on NFL Network. I think America's Game and then the Sean McVay one.
America's Game is a banger. Anytime they do throwback stuff on NFL Network, I'm zoned in. I know when I was on, you guys remember when I was in Michigan a couple months ago, during a family dinner, I noticed that the Super Bowl 47 was on NFL Network. So instead of interacting with my friends and my family members, I watched the Super Bowl again. Go Ravens. Got a dub. Chris, your team won today as well.
Barely, buddy. Barely. I was expecting them to spank the Falcons, but man, it came down to that last field goal. Ooh, I did not see it happening. It was not looking good, man.
Right down the wire.
Right down the wire. Almost another overtime game today. That was wild, man.
We almost had 3 overtime games in week 1. Oh boy.
And if the Giants don't go for 2, all of them would have been 20-20 going to overtime.
Yep.
It would have just been weird. Reggie Bullock shanks the field goal at the end. It's how do you blow this?
So many bad kickers. So many kickers are losing their jobs after today.
Thank God we have kicker stability with Matt Gay. He is very, very, very good. So I'm.
Yeah.
Hey, Money Mac missed a field goal today, and Boswell missed.
He did, but again, McPherson had
a high snap.
It was a 20-yard field goal. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, shanking it on a 20-yarder is not good at all. But he had the backup long snapper. So.
Oh my goodness. I'm so glad Justin Tucker wears purple, black,
best one in the game.
I was actually watching a segment that was airing on 60 Minutes about kickers, and they showed Justin Tucker's infamous opera singing moment.
Yeah. I mean, he's the best kicker and he's the best opera singer. So
I was talking about how that was a huge flex. He can kick like crazy and he's an opera singer.
Got the pipes.
Yeah.
What's your secondary talent, Jack?
What is my secondary talent? Playing Madden a lot. That's tweeting, I'll say. For uSTADIUM.
Ooh, that's a good shout. That's a good shout.
I don't know if
it
that's
is certainly not predicting Rams games.
Yeah, definitely not. I can't predict the next one either with our banged up O-line. It's going to be a challenge.
Rough, eh?
Yeah, because again, I was telling Splash earlier, Atlanta's O-line is pretty strong, or D-line. I screwed it up again. And our O-line is banged up. We're missing, I think 2 or 3 guys going into next week. So the backup's got to show up.
Yeah, for sure. That was Atlanta's defensive line being really good today was not something I was expecting at all. I do think part of it's more Saints have
Yeah,
missing your left tackle. I know Armstead anyways.
yeah. I
Andrew
was
Speed
also
existing. I don't know how you feel about Andrew Speed, Chris, but I think he's like Steelers. To me, he's like the epitome of Pittsburgh
Dak?
Steelers.
Almost.
that was so
Almost. Tip ball.
tip drill.
Ay, ay, ay. Wow. What was the worst interception you saw today?
I think thrown by the quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There were some rough ones out there. I love the Walker one for the Jags. It was beautiful.
That was filthy.
He just picked that one right off the line. That was a nice grab.
I have to hand it to Carson Wentz. I don't like Carson Wentz, but that was a really good, the change of scenery seemed to help him out so far. That was a really good performance.
Although Trevor Lawrence, he had a pretty rough interception there at the end.
He did.
Granted, you're trying to win the game there, so like you can't fault him there. Derek Carr had 3 interceptions.
Joe Burrow had a bunch.
At one point, Burrow had negative 10 fantasy points today.
Oh, it was bad. But
Burrow had an
ended up
interception
all right.
where he just dropped it right into TJ Watt's hands. It was.
Oh man,
that Watt injury is devastating.
I gotta
Can someone give Chris Collinsworth a loss?
He's sick, yeah.
Yeah, Collinsworth sounds bad.
Oh boy.
I think he's just like obviously not bad enough to like miss the game. He's in the building, but
Now here's the thing: if you had to pick one commentator to do a game with, who are you doing a game with?
you mean like if I was doing play-by-play or
Yeah. So you do play, but you replace Chris Collinsworth, or you replace James Lofton, or Tony Romo, or guys like that, and you're doing it with Tirico or Al Michaels or Burkhart, guys like that.
Probably I would do it with probably Burkhart or Nance. I really like the CBS guys.
Nance
CBS is one really good guys.
Yeah, Nance is a good one.
Nance is a good one. There's a lot of CBS guys I really like. So
give me Pat McAfee.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That'd be a fun one at least.
Yeah,
that would be really fun.
Yeah, but hey, the whole like shuffling thing. Maybe one of them comes to uSTADIUM and we're doing live games all of a sudden.
Yeah, there you go.
Have like Friday Night Football with uSTADIUM. That would be something else. Oh man,
Keenan Allen, I think, had like a hamstring, right?
Mm-hmm. But I don't think that's going to bleed too much deeper into the season.
I don't think it will either, but it does hurt my team.
Yeah. The one time you choose a Charger.
The one time I choose a Charger, he pulls his hamstring, and yeah.
Ouch. That
was not fun.
Something else that wasn't fun, there were some weird rookie performances today so some of the higher drafted guys I don't necessarily feel bad for because they're going to get all the chances in the world. But like Isaiah Likely had a couple drops. He had a holding penalty today, and Kyle Phillips muffed a punt in the Tennessee game. And I'm just thinking it sucks because they're day 3 picks and their coaches are like, you're a day 3 pick and you're probably closer to not being on the roster than being on the roster. And it's just, I do feel bad that Likely probably set himself back at least 6 weeks with the drop today, or Phillips set himself back at 6 weeks with muffing a punt today, even though he had a nice, it's like a third and
fourth
6
quarter there, right? Though Phillips, they leaned on him a little bit there.
Yeah, that was the fourth.
He did really nice. It was like a 3rd and 8 or something, and Tannehill died right at the sticks.
That was such a weird sequence, though. Like he muffed the punt, and then the Giants recovered it, but then they threw a pick in the end zone. So
it didn't end up costing them.
Although the Giants did end up winning the game. So
yeah, to your point, Phillips did get 9 targets today for 6 catches, 66 yards, lost a fumble. Treylon Burks had 5 targets. How do we feel about Robert Woods with 2 whole targets?
He had an Allen Robinson type game, except Allen Robinson only had 1 target. As somebody who used to cheer for Robert Woods every week, it sucked to see. I wanted to see him have a good debut, and it just, something about new wide receivers didn't really work out that well. The only one that did, I guess, kind of was Devontae. Did you see Devontae's catch in the end zone? Oh my god,
Filthy.
that was nasty.
He's unreal. He's unreal. The friggin' Jefferson's unreal. Chase could have had like 5 touchdowns to take
So
the
many
lead in
good
that
wide
game.
receiver performances.
Oh man.
All right, Tom, he's gonna drop back. Finds Evans again near the sideline. We have about 3 minutes, 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Still tied at 3.
I did bet the over on this game, so I am a little annoyed that there's
Looking
only
good.
6 points in the quarter.
What's the over?
51.5.
Oh
there's
my
Julio.
god.
Did I tell you guys about the BYU over that I hit, or the BYU under I hit last night?
No.
Okay.
That was a Baylor game, right?
Why is Julio wearing 6, by the way?
Apparently, he's going to catch touchdowns.
I'm not a fan. I get the logic there, but I'm not a fan.
So I go into this take, and it's BYU Baylor under 50 or over. The take is 54.5. So I'm like, I'm going to take the under, and then everyone else is on the other side. So I'm the one person. I'm by myself, lone wolf. 8 people disagree with, or are on the other side. So 90,000 points in the pot. And then the game starts. Both teams kind of scuffle offensively, field goal, miss extra point. And I'm like, okay, I got a shot here. And it's 20-20 with 8 minutes to go. And BYU goes on this 8-minute drive, essentially. And they have a chip shot field goal to win the game, to hit the under. And then the guy misses. It's like, so it goes to overtime. And at this point, overtime is the worst because you don't know when it's going to end.
Yep.
So Baylor misses a field goal in the first overtime. I'm like, yeah. So BYU can just hit a field goal the second time he missed a field goal. So 3 missed field goals in the span of about 15 minutes. Then BYU scores a touchdown, doesn't get the 2, which I'm very thankful for. And then Baylor gets the ball back. On 4th and 13, they fail. So the under hits 26-20. BYU is undefeated. They're rocking and rolling over in Provo. So good day to be a splash and good day to bet.
It's a good 2 day. That's 160,000 points with those last 2 takes you got there where you were by yourself.
Yeah,
those parlays that you hit too. I mean,
The first time
on a
someone
roll.
else tries one, he tries a 20-team parlay, and it's the first time in 50 years that 4 different 17.5-point favorites lost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he of course chose all 4 of them because that's
I think I saw that ticket. He had Washington State. I forget who else he had.
Like Notre Dame lost.
Yeah.
He ended up blowing up because Central Michigan lost to South Alabama, believe it or not.
Yeah, he had App State there. He had Appalachian State versus beating Texas A&M.
Yeah, it's like, oh, come on now. Hey, I mean, I wasn't perfect yesterday. Not Texas A&M. I had a couple overs that I lost in overtime. Oh, I hate overtime because it just ruins
overtime sucks. All right, 3rd down and 5 for Tampa Bay. They have it at the Dallas 21. Brady takes the snap. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Julio Jones, but
looking for 6.
Tampa will have to kick once again.
Oh, he would have got lit up there.
Oof. Okay, this is a weird quote from Green Bay. Jair Alexander to a reporter, 2 reporters after the game. All week, I was asking for that matchup with Justin Jefferson, but it ain't about me. It's about the team. It ain't about me. If it was my way, you know what I would be doing. That's some pretty heavy shots fired.
Yep.
Also, I like this. Jets, studs, and duds from week 1. Duds, the New York Jets. Studs.
Empty.
Blank.
That is gold.
And then, of course, like the Commanders fan comes in with like Commanders studs and duds. And he has some like legitimately good ones. Carson Wentz, the Bama Boys, wide receiver trio, Derek Forrest. The Patriots are now 6-8 in their last 14 AFC East games.
Yeah, it did not look good. Mac Jones supposedly has an injury as well, right?
Yeah, he has a back injury.
Nah, it's no good. Bailey Zappi time over there.
Ooh,
New England.
offensive coordinator Brian Hoyer begs to differ.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Oh. I've been waiting for 5 months to watch Carrie Underwood.
Oh, we're getting Zach on too. We'll have a quad box in the moment.
Hey, beautiful. Oh, the Giants.
Yeah.
Okay, look, I know the 2-point conversions don't always work, but in that situation, on the road as the inferior team, I'm down for it. I'm down for it. You have the best player on the field, Saquon Barkley. You have probably the second best. Well, I love Jeffrey Simmons, so maybe not best player, but you have Kadarius Toney, Saquon Barkley. You have playmakers. So I put all in the hands of your playmakers. Also, Wan'Dale Robinson left today's game with an injury, but brutal. I'm down. I'm totally down for it. Big props to the Giants' comeback victory. They had to overcome a bad Daniel Jones interception in the red zone. They fought back. Saquon Barkley led the day in rushing yards. So proud of the Giants,
man.
First time they've been over 500 since 2016.
They got to use Toney more. They got to utilize that guy.
Not as a passer.
Yeah, no, not as a passer. Definitely not. Well, it might be a slight upgrade over Daniel Jones, but
Daniel had a pretty nice throw too earlier.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's good for like 1 or 2 nice throws.
I mean, if it gets them a win,
yeah,
you guys
over 500.
Did you guys see Devontae Adams attempt to throw the football today?
Oh
no!
Did he?
Derek Carr with a good 0.0 pass blocking grade. He just ran into, it was either Bosa or Mack. He just full force right into Bosa. That's like, what are you doing? That's the most indefensible decision. Why are you having wide receivers throw the football?
More importantly, why are you just running into the Chargers?
Okay, in fairness, he was running into Derek Carr, who was getting.
Yeah, Derek Carr.
How do you politely say you can run over? Oh man.
I'm gonna be honest though. This is gonna sound like me being salty. I don't know if Khalil Mack is gonna be able to keep this up. It feels to me,
yeah,
it was really strong, but it feels to me like Khalil Mack always kind of has these kind of performances in the early going, and then by like mid-season he vanishes. So we'll see if the change of scenery helps.
I think that's fair. I mean, he did have a nice start to the season last year from a sacks perspective. But to me, that's the scary thing with just looking at sacks as opposed to the overall game film.
Yeah.
That
pressures and stuff like that.
He had like 10 sacks in seven games or something like that, which is insane, obviously. But the pressure rate, Mac was always the guy that was going to give you a ridiculous number of pressures, but the sack production was underwhelming. So he was always underrated by the media, always underrated by fans. But then last year, he just swings so far the other direction. It's kind of like TJ Watt. It's kind of like an inverted Max Crosby. So Crosby, as a rookie, had 10 sacks on like 40 pressures, which is totally unsustainable. And last year, he has 10 sacks on 100 pressures, which is unsustainable in the other direction. So weird times.
I need the Cowboys to get Pollard involved a little bit more. I have a take that he hits 100 yards total.
Oof, I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Khalil Mack had 3 sacks, 3 TFLs.
Did I say rush yards or just yards?
I don't remember this take.
I just made it today, so.
Oh.
See, the fun thing about takes is that you can be bold.
Yeah, over 100 rushing yards.
Oof. That's not hitting.
I don't know about that.
I should have just said normal yards because then Dak could have thrown to him. So.
Yeah, then you got a shot there. Also, Vegas, 0 sacks today. I didn't see Chandler Jones much at all. Nate Hobbs had a very nice performance. I'll give him that. But 3 picks for Derek Carr.
I'm gonna need to see the see if some mid-game takes are gonna help me out here today.
Yeah, because I was doubling everything for a while, and people were getting 3,500 points, 3,500 points, 3,500 points. I'm like, should I keep doing this? Obviously, yes. Also, shout out to Devontae Adams for taking a 10-yard sack today.
That game was so weird. The Raiders still almost won it, but that was just really bizarre. And another 50-50 crowd at SoFi, which I was not expecting to say for a Charger game, but it was.
There was one that Herbert, it was 3rd and 4, and Herbert was cupping his ears because he couldn't hear. And I'm like, Chargers, just Chargers, full Chargers.
That is very normal for the Chargers because they just don't get home crowds ever.
That's a good point.
since coming back to LA.
So
Although I don't really have a right to talk because we just played against the Bills. The Bills do have a really well-traveling fan base.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of Rams, you could hear the Coop chants during the game. So there was still a really solid number. I think we'll get more fans against Atlanta.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Atlanta, I mean, I do think Atlanta is more just kind of focused. And Atlanta's not very good this year. But we have a special guest today. We have the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Zach Berman.
The man whose team is finally above 500.
Finally, for the first time since 2016. How's it going, Zach?
Let's go! So let me preface this by saying if the college football content yesterday was a bit light, that's because I was stuck. I got dragged to Mizzou K-State. I was planning on producing a bunch of live stuff there, but unfortunately the weather got the best of us. And it turned into –
So did K-State.
Yeah. No, K-State wiped the floor with Mizzou. And at halftime, I get a call from a couple of my friends that had left the game during like a 50-minute lightning delay. And we were parked and tailgating in like a field outside of what do you call it? Oh my gosh, Bill Snyder Family Stadium. And he says, Zach, we got to go right now. And I'm like, why? Is someone okay? What's going on? And he's like, the car's submerged in mud. And I was like, excuse me? And I get back. I mean, thank God for four-wheel drive, but if I didn't leave right then and there, I'd probably still be trying to tow the thing out. But guess what? Who cares? Who cares? Because even if the Giants lost this game, the fact that I saw with my own two eyes a New York Football Giants head coach make a critical adjustment at halftime for the first time since the Obama administration, I don't know what I was watching. This feels like a fantasy.
Yeah, there you go. So what were you thinking? What was going through your head when you make the decision to go for 2, 20-19, minute to go? What's going through your head?
I was all the way through it. I mean, I'm not a big moral victory guy, but after everything that has gone on with this organization, I felt like even if you don't get it, even if this is how you lose the game, we're kind of at the point where you've played your hearts out. You're in a game that maybe you shouldn't be in because, I mean, if I was a Titans fan, I'd be livid right now. I don't know. Some of the decisions that Mike Vrabel and company made, the Wildcat play with Henry, and then the end around, those 2 third and short calls, getting way too cute with it. The muff punt. I mean, look, I'd be furious if I was a Titans fan. So I was at the point where I was like, you know what? If you don't get it, that's fine. You had a hell of a game anyway. There's a lot to build on. And I felt that way even as Tennessee was going down the field. I said, if the defense, which we know the secondary is not good, we know the linebacker group, not good. You don't have Azeez Ojulari. You don't have Kayvon Thibodeau. If that doesn't work, that doesn't work. And there's still a lot to build on. And then I was like, wait a second. Shit. Their kicker's Fat Randy. We're going to win this game. And it hit me right then and there. I was like, as long as they don't get it into chip shot range, there's a 50-50 shot this guy misses.
This is a valid point. So congratulations. The Giants are above 500 for the first time since 2016.
I am sitting here with a bunch of people who are over 500, and I'm just like, we got a ring at least. That's all I can say.
You got a Super Bowl. I think you guys are all right.
Yeah, I'll live.
But the one storyline I want to touch on today, the Cleveland Browns have won on week 1 for the first time since 2004.
2004.
The last time that happened, Ben Roethlisberger
Where's
not
Matt
an
Rule
NFL
stand
starter.
right now? 10-25 as head coach of the Panthers.
Oof.
Who is going to be, and I've had this argument with people, who's going to be the first coach fired this season? I think it's between Rule or Kingsbury.
Yeah, I can see.
I think it's
Rule
Kingsbury. If the
Rule
Cardinals get off to a bad start, I think there's a real shot because obviously there's the whole like late season struggle thing. His teams always just tend to slide late in the year.
Also, my take losing streak continues as a very frustrated Zach at halftime quickly put out, the Yankees have scored 10 runs. The Jets scored 9. The Giants have 0 at halftime. The Yankees will put more runs on the board than either New York football team puts points on the board. And I put it out, and I put a lot on it. Am I happy to say I was wrong? Yes.
Yeah.
But I gotta break some bad juju here. Who does Alabama play next week?
Say again?
Does Bama play a cupcake next week?
Alabama week 3. They play ULM.
Monroe. I have Alabama beating Louisiana Monroe. That's my take, and it's going to get me back a little bit.
Is anyone going to disagree? No, I guess Noah's going to disagree with it because he disagrees with it.
Especially after he almost loses to Texas. So, yeah, no, Saban's going to be pissed. But my biggest takeaway from this Giants game, Brian Daboll is a set of nuts that I don't think any Giants coach has had in a long time. And just, to see the guys in the locker room celebrating with him, it just, it puts a smile on your face that for a while you kind of forgot what it felt like.
Julio's getting involved in this game. He is it's another catch for a first down.
So what else did I really miss in, this crazy week of NFL, or this crazy Sunday of NFL football? Because we couldn't get Red Zone to work. So we were switching back and forth between, in the early game, the Quick Show in Cincinnati and the Mud Bowl in Chicago, because those are the 2 games we got. I think the Bears-Niners, the mulligan, I still think the Niners are a really good team. Pittsburgh, I don't know if they're going to go that far without TJ Watt, but this is a game that, once again, and I know there are definitely people in this stream that disagree with me on this, Mike Tomlin's a hell of a coach. These guys play so hard for him week in and week out. Maybe he's not the smartest coach, but he commands his locker room. And with a bad offensive line and Mitch Trubisky as quarterback, you find a way to win that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think for a long time, as like the stereotypical Ravens fan, I thought, okay, Tomlin's overrated. He always has the best roster in the AFC North, always had the best quarterback in the AFC North, always had the best weapons in the AFC North, had Hall of Famers on defense. So he's like underachieving for a straight decade after they go to the Super Bowl in 2010. And then 19, they way overachieved. 2020, they way overachieved. Last year, they way overachieved. And this year, I didn't think they had a shot to beat Cincinnati other than divisional game and knowledge of the team. But they go in and force 5 turnovers. They sack Joe Burrow 7 times. And Cincinnati, I was told all offseason, the offensive line has been fixed. Lyle Collins is Jesus. Alex Kappa is Jesus. Ted Karras is Jesus. Cordell Volson is Jesus. And Jonah Williams is actually Jesus. And they got ripped to shreds by Alex Highsmith. Why is
They're
Alex
down in
Highsmith
2 real quick. They
3
flipped it
sacks?
back to Fournette for another first down and more.
Bengals fans are something else. They are something else.
It felt, I'm not going to lie, it did. I was messaging Austin on Twitter earlier today, and I was telling him it felt a little satisfying wearing this Super Bowl shirt and seeing all their merch of like AFC champions.
Oh,
it was like,
there was a
at
guy
least you guys
that
care.
posted the AFC Championship ring, and it's a meme in the AFC North group chat now, because like the Ravens, we've won Super Bowls, the Steelers have won Super Bowls, the Browns, they have 70 years ago they won a bunch of NFL titles, and the Bengals are hyped up over an AFC Championship ring, and we all just are like, what
is it, like a ring pop?
Okay, so let's have this conversation. Who are the 5 teams that impressed you the most? I'm going to go teams first, and then players after. 5 teams that impressed you the most as we're in the second quarter of the Sunday night game in Week 1.
I'm going to go.
Number 1 is the Bills.
Yeah,
Sorry.
for sure. I was really, really impressed with how their defensive line played. I know the Rams banged up, not great unit in general, but like Jordan Phillips had a heck of a game. Ed Oliver showed up. Rousseau, all the young guys showed up. And I'm like, if over 1.5 young guys hit, they're going to be really good. And it looks like all of them are going to hit. So I think Bills are a good shout for number 1.
My number 2, Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Justin Jefferson, Minnesota. Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins looked insane.
Yeah, I like the game plan.
All along, the three best hires, and all three of these teams are going to find my way into this list this offseason. McDaniel, not McDaniels. Mike McDaniel, Brian Daboll, Kevin O'Connell. All three of them impressed.
Agree.
Real quick, 3rd down and 5.
Exactly.
And there's Micah Parsons.
And there's the what position do we want to
Leroy.
call Parsons? I made a joke in my All-Pro article that
He's a linebacker, right?
it's just the Micah Parsons role from now on because
He's a hybrid.
Hybrid, yeah,
Like,
sure.
is
He's
he
like
better-
he's like a Debo Samuel of pass rushing.
is he a better linebacker than, say, Fred Warner? I don't think so, but he's going to be in the All-Pro team for years and years and years above Fred Warner because he does everything.
It's a nice sack, though.
I hate to base it off Mizzou. Mizzou's new defensive coordinator kind of created a position for our defense called the star position, where a guy cycles between safety, linebacker, edge. I think it's fitting because the Cowboys wear a star in their helmets, but I'd say that's just about the closest thing to what Micah Parsons is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a Bama thing too. Like every couple of years, their number one safety or corner that goes, Marlin, Minka, guys like that. They always put a star role. Or I think Jalen Petrie and Baylor was the star defender in that the Bears defense last year. But I think Minnesota is a great shout. I think this is a game that you go in and you've beaten Green Bay in the past. Kirk Cousins has beaten Green Bay the last 3 times they've played, and Kirk Cousins has been very good in those games. I thought Cousins was impressive. I thought the defense played really well. Justin Jefferson's insane. Obviously, that goes without saying.
They beat Green Bay. They haven't crushed Green Bay. This was decisive. There was never a doubt in my mind of the way this game was going to end. The third team that impressed me the most this week, Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, that was just an utter dismantle.
Walk. Yeah.
That was clinical. That was like Mahomes has 5 straight week 1s with 3 or more touchdowns.
Mahomes literally just saw everyone saying that the Chiefs are screwed without Tyreek Hill and just gave them a big middle finger.
How about Isaiah Pacheco?
We still got Kelsey.
I knew that. Like, he had guys like Kelsey, Herdman. They have Juju now. I don't know what Juju did, but he's
Juju.
there.
Isaiah freaking
6 for
Pacheco.
79.
Ruth, man.
And Edwards-Helaire had 2 touchdowns today.
Yes, he had the
What a
Chiefs
bizarre
looked really
game.
good.
Fourth team that impressed me the most, Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, for sure. I thought Tua played halfway reasonably against a Belichick defense.
Well, that Dolphins defense is going to be a problem this year.
Agree. I'm not looking forward to playing them in 6 days.
And I mean, Tyreek Hill looked good, not great, but Tyreek Hill takes attention away from Jalen Waddle.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Jalen Waddle, by the end of this year, is going to be considered the most underrated receiver in the National Football League.
He's a dog. He is a penguin. I expect to see him doing the whole Waddle thing in the end zone a lot of times this year. Defense is terrific. And I do think as much crap as Tua got for, not being Mahomes, essentially, because that's what people based off nowadays, he's very good at when you put him in a position to succeed, he is very good at taking that and succeeding with that. There's a reason he's now 4-0 against Belichick teams. There's a reason the Dolphins have a winning record when he is under center. There's a reason they probably make the playoffs each of the last 2 years if he's fully healthy, because they missed the game. They missed the playoffs by 1 game in 20, 1 game in 21. This year, good start beating New England at home. So I think Tua is a bit of that Garoppolo-y, that he's not going to get the respect he deserves, but winning matters in the NFL, and there's a value you can put on someone that's going to put you in a position to win games.
The kicker curse continues.
It sounds
that's what.
I'm behind you guys, but it sounds like Suck Up just shanked it.
Yep.
Man. Oh, how many missed kicks?
Absolutely
What a
did.
shitty day for kickers.
Holy.
Let's see. Laces were in. No, that was just a shank.
Let's see.
And I don't have to change the score at the bottom now. It's still 6-3 Tampa.
Let's see. The Bears missed 2 extra points. Boswell and McPherson missed game-winning kicks. McPherson missed a game-winning extra
I'm
point.
not going to put that on McPherson.
That's good. That's a good point. One of them was blocked, too. I think New England, Miami was clear. Carolina missed a 60-yarder at the end, I think.
Giants missed an extra point.
Mm-hmm.
What were Johnny Hecker's stats out of curiosity?
I think Indy
Bullock missed a game winner.
Yeah, Indy or Houston, one of them missed an extra point. Otherwise, it would have been 21-20.
Rodrigo Blankenship missed a game-winning kick for Indy.
Yep.
There's a big play. There's CeeDee Lamb.
Koo had a game-winning kick blocked, but it was like for 62 yards. So.
Is that going to come back?
The Jets missed an extra point and a field goal.
I love how Splash and I were like, Splash and I were like taking turns like being ahead of each other during the Thursday game, and now I'm just behind everyone again. So
oh dear, Donovan Smith is walking off the field.
Yeah, he got hurt on the sack there. The Dallas guy.
Yeah.
Wow, OPI on Lamb. Mm.
Oh yeah.
They got Lamb for holding.
Offensive pass interference.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, no, that's a straight up elbow to the face of 31. Is that Murphy Bunting?
That's Antoine Winfield.
Antoine Winfield. Yeah, no, he straight up just elbowed him in the head.
Yikes! So who's team number 5 there, Zach?
Team number 5, I'm gonna give it to the New York Giants, and you have a team with no pass blocking, no secondary, no line ball. You have safeties. That's it. No linebackers now that you don't have Blake Martinez. They didn't have Azeez Ojulari. They didn't have Kayvon Thibodeau. And they found a way to win against a team that was the number 1 seed in the AFC last year on the road.
Yeah, that was weird. Like every highlight from that game felt like Daniel Jones running for his life, Simmons and co. No Harold Landry, by the way, for Tennessee. He's out for the season. It's just pressure upon pressure upon pressure. And the Giants kept making plays in the second half. Tony would have a couple nice plays. He had the play on the failed pass that he just runs around and gains yardage. Like that's a win for New York. Like Tennessee had that dead to rights.
I think the Giants are a 6-win team this year, but to win this game, it's a symbolic win. Oh, picked!
Oh,
no.
What a horrible decision.
I have to see this. I have to see this.
God.
Yeah, that is my all-pro pick at safety.
Oh, you're throwing in a triple coverage, my dude.
Yeah,
Such a bad decision. Oh, man.
Okay, Donovan Smith is
Triple coverage. Oh,
with an elbow
my
in.
God.
Hit the hole.
Winfield's
doing a little dance. You got the whole end zone in there.
Oh,
Are they
man.
doing they're doing the rowboat? No,
I don't know what they were doing. Oh, who's 79 on the Cowboys? He got beat bad.
Dak had such an open lane right there to take off.
Peters?
There's Julio.
Was that
Zach
Peters?
could have ran it.
Yeah, that was.
I've seen
Jason
that happen
Peters?
with Russell Wilson before.
Huh.
I've seen Russ do that before too. Remember that it was the Week 10 game against LA in 2020. He was like he threw it. He could have just ran like the whole like right side of the field was wide open, and instead he just.
It's Matt Letzko, the rookie.
Yeah, Matt Letzko just got beat badly by Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. That was. And there goes Julio Jones. He's got a first.
Huh. So I think
I like seeing Julio getting involved.
Big day for the rookie edge rushers. So Joe Tryon with the pressure there. Odafe Owe was, in the backfield a lot today. Overall, really nice performance from the defensive line. Gregory Rousseau Thursday night was impressive. Yeah. Jalen Phillips and the Dolphins defense were good today. So early returns on the 2021 edge class. And I can't wait to see Ojulari back soon. So
all right, let's go players here. Most impressive players.
Michael Pierce had a whale of a game. Like
Michael Pierce,
his first time in Baltimore, I would he's the best player on the defense for a lot of the time. And pound the table. Then he goes to Minnesota. It's like, okay, whatever. Opts out for a year, doesn't play much last year. Then he comes back, he's like the best player again. It's like, hallelujah. And I'm a guy that misses Travis Jones a lot.
Impressed the hell out of me, Dan. I'll give
pretty good.
As much as I will say Saquon Barkley. I'm also going to say Andrew Thomas because I'm going to read you a stat. Thomas was playing on the left. Evan Neal was playing. Neal was not great today. I'll get that out of the way right now. But when Barkley ran to the right, he had 10 carries for 24 yards, averaged 2.4 yards per carry. When he ran to the left, Thomas's side, 8 carries, 140 yards and a touchdown, averaged 17.5 yards a carry. Andrew Thomas. What a day for This is a prove it year for him. He was the first tackle taken that class. He's been collectively on the up and up.
Mm-hmm.
Big day.
Wentz had a good day.
You still have to say Josh Allen. Jahan Dotson.
Yeah.
Dotson.
Jahan Dotson. What a day.
What a touchdown. OJ Howard had.
What? There goes Parsons again.
On 3rd down and 3.
Brady
Bay,
is
man.
not happy.
This is why I think a lot of people are kind of like
for the next 10 years as an All-Pro.
Oh man.
What the hell are you supposed to do about that?
Just
that's my defense. That's my defense for the Rams against the Bills. Like, just what do you do?
And then, like, if Parsons doesn't get there, there's
somebody else will.
Evans destroying Luke Gadecki.
Look at it. He's getting. That's a face mask.
On Parsons?
That's on.
Please miss this. Too.
Who was on Tampa Bay? That was 97 on Tampa Bay.
Oh, that's right down the middle. 9-3. You can change the graphic.
Is that Gallimore?
No, not different guy. Different guy.
Oh, okay. Gallimore's 96. I really liked Gallimore coming out. Hasn't been that guy.
That looked like a face mask, like the guy in the middle.
It was Osa.
Looked like he was pulling him down by the mask, or like trying to grab him back, but he had his fingers on the mask. I have to change the score now.
Yes. What a
was
time
it
to
9-3?
Biggest losers of week 1.
Trey Lance.
You can rip the Band-Aid off. I don't care.
Lance didn't look great. Indianapolis looked horrendous.
We were actually going to do this at the end, or during halftime. We were going to do a segment on like which team should panic right now, but Lance, I would say, is big loser week 1. Like you blow a 10-0 lead to Chicago.
Lance, and the 49er fan base.
I was telling Splash earlier about the 49er fan base and how they were yapping about how they were gonna like destroy us and like this Rams team is fake and all that stuff, and then they get rolled by Chicago.
Frankie was getting lit up in that 49ers Instagram live. He was just getting chewed, and now it's just like, man.
I think Tennessee, like Vrabel can catch some flack, or not Vrabel. Brian Downing, the OC, is going to catch some flack. I think for good reason. Indy, I think Indy was rough. I know they tied. They got half a win, but there's no reason to tie against Houston. New England was terrible. Mac Jones could be out with an injury. I think both Pittsburgh and Cincinnati kind of have to look at themselves in the mirror and say, like, we screwed up today. I know Pittsburgh won that game, but there's no reason in a game that you get 5 takeaways and 7 sacks that you win on a last-second field goal. Cincinnati, you turned the ball over 5 times and got sacked 7 times. How do you fight back from that? And the Rams got just run over.
If you want to talk biggest losers in terms of individual players, I'm just going to straight up hand it to both Super Bowl quarterbacks. Both of them had hangover games week 1. I did not trust Joe Burrow to win that game. I really was surprised that they got as close as they did. I feel like that's more on Pittsburgh though, just kind of relaxing towards the end. And then Stafford it wasn't great. He was not. His O-line, again, it was kind of a banged-up O-line going up against a really, really, really strong Bills pass rush. But Stafford should have been a little bit more urgent. I feel like he just needs to show a little bit more urgency if he's going to be playing behind an O-line that has holes. So I think he'll recover, but I'll save that for the halftime thing that we're going to do.
I mean, who else is there? Oh, the entire AFC South.
Hold on.
Just going to put everybody together.
I actually need to go back to the Rams here. I'm calling out Mr. David Long. I don't know if Austin's still watching. I'm calling out David Long. He's basically CB2 on this team, maybe CB3 behind Troy Hill. He is a disaster. Like, I want him. I'm putting my foot down. I want him off the team.
Wow.
Not even practice squad. I want him gone.
False start for the Cowboys. So
He
clearly
cannot tackle.
Clearly, McCarthy didn't fix the whole disciplinary side of this. There's
Clearly.
Tyler Smith.
Mike McCarthy and discipline, 2 words you don't hear together very often.
I think we got to give something of an L to Devontae Smith today. Gave a nice donut for everyone in fantasy universe.
I think he's on my bench.
The Eagles. I mean, AJ
No, he's not.
Brown.
That's
How the
Devontae
heck did I
Parker.
forget him? What a day for AJ
Yeah.
Brown.
Monster.
Yeah, AJ had a good day.
The entire AFC South. Everybody sucks.
Mhm.
Thank you, Austin.
I think we're looking at the second coming of the 2020 NFC East with this division.
Ooh.
Speaking of the NFC East, every single one of those teams won today. All 4 NFC
NFC
teams
Beast,
are 1-0.
baby.
Yeah, just need Dallas to not choke right now.
Yeah, not yet. Not all 4 yet.
Not all 4 yet.
Ooh, here's one.
True. I said all 4. What am I thinking? I meant all 4.
Is this an option?
You
No.
just mushed it.
There goes.
Yeah, exactly. Although I
Dak
did
Prescott
predict Dallas to win
lead
this
for
game,
first.
so we'll
Okay.
see.
Big winners for today. The St. Brown family, both
Yes,
Equanimous
yeah,
and
yeah.
Amon Ross scored today. Good job, boys.
Cyrus
Within
next.
minutes of each other. It was-
Yeah. I think it was back-to-back touchdowns on my feed, too.
Yeah.
Amon
it was
Ross
my
St.
team.
Brown is going to be a beast this year.
Filthy play.
Jared Goff had a beautiful throw to DJ Shark. He had a really beautiful throw to Shark.
I think Justin Fields showed something today. Like if you're a Fields truther, I think you can walk out of today and say, "Hey, Fields did something today. He was not a failure."
Okay, this is going to be hard to do because I'm holding this backwards and it's attached to a cord, but this dude is basically like this on the Xbox controller with the right stick, just going nuts
Oh man.
with the jukes. He played really strong. I liked what I saw out of Fields today, which again, big surprise considering it was against San Francisco, but
Michael Thomas, first game back, 2 tutties.
2 tutties.
my expectations were low as hell for Michael Thomas. I literally made a take saying he would not get a touchdown, and he got
I'll
2.
give you a good one. Michael Pittman.
Oh, he was
Yeah, I
nice
like
today.
Pittman had a good day. Definitely.
uSTADIUM legend Michael Pittman.
Yep, he was one of 2 Colts with a pulse today. Jonathan Taylor didn't have a bad game, but you always expect a little bit more against Houston.
Dak over the middle. Oh, that was.
I think we
lot of
mentioned
traffic.
O.J. Howard.
22 carries, 141
He had
yards.
160 yards splash.
Okay, it's Houston. Name any.
Yeah, I expect a little bit more out of that.
Against Houston for sure. Yeah.
He only had the
Here's
one
the
TD.
guy.
Who's the RB1 this week? Is it Hilliard?
By Chris
Right
Collins.
now, it's Saquon.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Here's a guy, Pat Fryermuth.
Yes, I was about
Big
to say
year
that.
out of him this year.
Yeah,
Oh boy! Oh my
Don't
gosh!
spoil. Something happens.
No, Dak just got absolutely blasted.
Let's see.
Man,
Oh,
these Brady games, I don't think you can bet on Brady or against Brady. Because
his defense is doing all the work right now.
well, yes, that's
Tom
true,
Brady
but
has
like,
never lost to the Cowboys in his NFL career.
that's true
He
too. Zach, do you know the other teams he has not beaten,
He
or
quizzed
the
me
other
on this
teams he has
earlier.
not lost to?
How
Washington.
many teams did you say it was? It was
He
5
has lost
teams?
to Washington twice.
Oh yeah. What are the? How many teams are there left
Go for the
There
obvious
are
ones.
5.
that he's
Go-
never lost to?
Yes,
Go for
5
the
that he's never
obvious
lost
ones.
to.
There's a really, really, really obvious one.
5 teams he's never.
The
Chargers.
Jets.
Chargers.
He has lost to the Chargers.
Really? Saints.
He's 4-5 against the Saints.
Oh boy.
There's a very, very, very obvious one.
Patriots.
Correct.
Yeah, there
He's
it
1-0 against the Patriots.
I was waiting for you to get that.
So there's 3 more. Patriots,
3 more.
Cowboys. There's 3 more.
Yep.
What? How are they divvied up between the AFC?
Okay,
They're all NFC teams.
there's actually another one that you've been staring at.
Not the Bears. He's lost to the Bears.
Oh,
He's lost to the. He's beaten the Packers.
he has lost to the Packers. I think they lost the Dan Conley game.
Yeah, they won the Dan Connolly game.
Did?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh boy.
The Bucs.
Not San Francisco.
Bucs is correct. He's 4-0 against the Bucs.
Okay. So there's two more.
Yep.
Carolina?
He is 6-3 against Carolina. Famously, they lost the Gronk gets held on the last play of the game. Monday Night Football game.
Rams. No, he beat him in the Super
While
Bowl.
on the Bucs.
3-3 against the Rams.
While on the Bucs, he's 0-3 against the Rams.
So two more NFC teams.
He's beaten the Giants. He's beaten the Eagles. He's beaten. How obvious are these last two?
One of them is very obvious, and you'll be kicking yourself if I have to say it. The other one, it's kind of out there. But yeah, two more teams that have not beaten Tom Brady.
Detroit.
Detroit has beaten Tom Brady. Do you remember the Patricia game, like week 3 Sunday Night Football game?
Minnesota.
Minnesota is 0-6 against Brady, so that's correct.
Okay. Seattle's beaten him.
Yep. He has a losing record against Seattle.
Arizona.
He is 1-1 against Arizona.
What NFC teams are left? Rams, 49ers.
Also, let's have
Falcons have never beaten them.
the Falcons are 0-9 plus a Super Bowl loss.
Yeah.
So,
Real
yeah,
quick.
my favorite Brady stat is that he's played the Cardinals twice in 22 seasons.
Yeah, that's wild.
My favorite Brady stat of all time is I can name easily every playoff quarterback that has ever beaten him. Like off the top of my head.
Yes.
Go for it.
Which
Jake
one of us?
Plummer,
Yes.
Peyton several times,
Yes.
Eli twice,
Yes.
Flacco twice,
Yes.
Mark Sanchez.
Yes.
I'm just going to go recently now. Matt Stafford.
Yes.
Stafford, Ryan Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
Stafford, Tannehill. He's never lost to Kansas. No, that was I'm trying to think like those late years. Nick Foles, obviously.
Correct.
Those late years of in New England. Boy, 2016, he won the Super Bowl. 2015, he lost to Peyton. 2014, he won the Super Bowl. 2013, lost to Peyton Manning. 2012, Flacco. 2011, Eli. 2010, Sanchez. 09, Flacco. 08, they missed. 07, Eli. How many am I missing?
I think you're just missing one.
Oh, Godwin is limping on the sideline.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
So let's see. It was so Plummer, Peyton, Eli, Flacco, Sanchez, Eli, Flacco, Peyton again, Super Bowl, Peyton, Super Bowl, Foles, Super Bowl, Tannehill, Super Bowl. Why are there so many Super Bowls? And then Stafford. So I think we got them all.
Why are there so many Super
there's-
Bowls? You asked about
there's 8 of
Tom
them.
Brady
8
who
of
has
them.
7 rings.
Peyton, Eli, Flacco, Plummer, Tannehill, Foles, Sanchez. Oh my gosh, what a catch!
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Julio
I'm gonna-
Jones is
Oh.
back.
Let's see this.
I will take the L on the Julio take. I said Russell Gage would be better.
Wow.
Oh!
Beautiful.
Julio Jones, my goodness.
That is a nice 69 yards.
That's
on the
worthy
night.
of an all-caps tweet.
That was overthrown too. Wow.
Wow.
Brady's gonna go for a shot to the end zone. It's
What a
broken
chip
up.
on
Where's
Parsons.
Trayvon Diggs getting back there?
Ooh. Who's 16? Is that Gage?
Is that Gage?
Is it Gage? Is it Perryman?
Oh,
Perryman.
Might be
Perryman's
Perryman.
not there anymore, is he?
Yeah, I know Perryman has a target today.
Oh,
Yeah, it's Perryman.
Who got torched by Julio there?
3.
Who's
that's-
3?
3 is I had actually the Cowboys roster pulled up. 3 is Anthony Brown.
Oh my God! Did you see that block by Leonard Fournette on Micah Parsons?
oh yeah, it's a nice chip.
That's one that the coaches, like when they're doing film review tomorrow or Tuesday.
So
Yeah.
Parsons can mash through their O-line, but then he gets blocked by the running back.
The magic of leverage, ladies and gentlemen. That he got decleated right there. That was like Kittle had a
They're
block.
still
Like,
probably going to score a field goal on this drive. Brady throws a touchdown on 3rd down and 10.
Oh man! Did you guys know that Tom Brady has won 36 of his last 48 games without Rob Gronkowski?
They just mentioned it in the broadcast too. They're talking about.
Then you have all the winning before he got Gronk, anyways. How many of the top 10 wide receivers ever has Brady played with? So you have Moss,
Julio.
Antonio Brown, Julio.
Oh, Brady taking a shot that's high. It's tipped and is incomplete.
At what point do we have the Mike Evans all-time conversation? It's like,
Man, your over bet is not looking so great. We've only field goals for scoring in the first half.
You know what other game I bet the over on?
I'm putting that video in the chat of Parsons getting knocked on his ass. Put that everywhere.
We're gonna pull that up on the stream. 47-yard kick for suck up.
I don't know how many of you guys follow my personal Instagram account, but I'm getting blasted for posting a video of Coke or Pepsi in a bag. Like
the KFC
video?
From
like 2 months ago now, or like it's 3 weeks ago now. It's like 12,000 views. Why does that have 12,000 views? And then I like legitimately do sports TikTok and sports reels, and like they get 30 views. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Wait.
Are you watching the video, Swan?
Yeah, the one Henry sent.
Yeah.
What?
That's the tail.
Did you see the message from Ethan? How Tristan Cockcroft explains why Travis Kelce is the top tight end in fantasy?
Yeah,
obviously
ridiculous.
Here's
a guy that just doesn't want to be wrong.
Yeah. Did you know that Patrick Mahomes is good at football?
Suck it from 47.
Oh, disaster.
Downtown. 12-3 Tampa.
Oh, man. Fournette is the reality, and then Micah Parsons is kickers today. Just
That's the meme that we make him out.
That's gold right there. 12-3. Oh, deal.
Oh man, we've had a couple of crazy plays in this game so far. The only scoring has been field goals.
Okay, I'm going to be a homer for a second. I like how Lamar played today. I like how Lamar played today. I thought he and Duvernay were the only people with a pulse until halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah, talk about a guy having a day. Devin Duvernay, man. Wow.
Bateman got deep on the one touchdown, but he had a drop. Likely had a rough day. He had a penalty too. I thought the interior stunk for the most part. Just all sorts of pressure. But Lamar was extending play. Lamar was doing Lamar things. He had a bad interception at the end, but you're up 21. Who cares?
It was garbage time, so it's like.
Yeah. So I thought Lamar was very good today. I know the stats aren't necessarily going to show that out. I haven't even looked at his box score. But like 7.1 yards per attempt, that's nothing crazy. 17 of 30, that's nothing crazy. But you come in 98 pass rating, that'll play. 68 QBR, that'll play too. So I thought Lamar was very good today. The running game did nothing. 63 rushing yards today. Downvoting for that. Although 3 different receivers had 50 yards, and Demarcus Robinson made Sauce Gardner touch grass.
Yeah, I was it like an allowed touchdown finally for Sauce?
No. It wasn't that. He didn't.
Okay.
The 3 touchdowns Baltimore had, one was on Bryce Hall. One was on Bryce Hall, who Jets fans don't like. Then one was, I think, the busted coverage on Bateman was like on the safeties, and then the second touchdown to Duvernay was on one of the random corners that isn't Sauce. But Sauce had a beautiful PBU on Andrews at the goal line, which is like Lamar's taking a shot at Andrews, he's taking a shot at Sauce, and Sauce made a great play. So props to Sauce for showing up there.
Sauce is my D-Roy prediction, so hopefully he keeps that up.
My O-Roy prediction kind of showed out today. Drake London had 60 yards, 70 yards.
See, mine was Tyreek, and he kind of lived in Waddle's shadow today. I think Waddle played pretty
I think
strong.
he saw more targets, though, right? More targets. I think 12 targets, 10 receptions for Tyreek.
Hold on. I'm going to be back in a second. Just need a minute.
No
All right.
problem.
My defensive player of the year is done for the year. TJ Watt.
Yeah, he'll hit
That's why you
20.
pick Aaron Donald. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
exactly.
Obviously, you hate to see injuries.
Yeah, sure.
But it would. I feel like it would have probably been a pretty good battle between Watt and Donald for play if Watt didn't get hurt. So sucks to see.
Hey, Ebiketie had his first career sack today. So my D Roy gets a sack and a TFL. My O Roy gets 74 yards and the
All
most
right.
targets on the team.
Does Dak take a shot here with 9 seconds left, or does he just take a knee?
I would say take a knee. Yeah. All right. That gives us a relatively quiet 12-3.
I don't want to say relative. Like there were
5 field
moments,
goals.
but
Events such as interception, okay. Missed field goal, okay. You at
deep
home
pass
scored as many
from Brady to
touchdowns.
Julio, that was pretty nice.
That was nice. Julio was 86 total yards already.
Yeah, I like that they're getting
he's
Julio
balling.
involved in this.
He's balling out.
Do you think this is something that will continue, or is this just a week one? We need to show Julio has the juice still? Because I think it's more of we're going to show Julio has the juice still, and then Mike Evans, Godwin, because Godwin's not fully healthy.
Yeah. Godwin did walk off the sidelines, so we might see Julio get involved anyway.
That's true.
I actually
That's
don't know
true.
if he's like out for the game yet or not. I'll try and get an update on that.
The
When
Justin
Zach comes
Fields
back, we'll
sliding
go
through the rain. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, I want you guys to take a guess what Dak's passer rating is right now.
68.7.
Lower. It's bad.
40.2.
Lower.
Worse?
Yeah.
24.9.
It's 21.1.
Ooh.
He's 6 for 16, 3.3 yards per attempt, 0 touchdowns with the 1 interception. Ouch.
No bueno. Is Zeke out of the game? I
Uh,
haven't seen him much in the last 4 minutes.
yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I'm not sure. Ooh, okay. So I'm going to go through the QBRs for today. So there's 28 that have come in. So every game besides this game, obviously, and the game tomorrow night. So Patrick Mahomes leads the way with a 94.1, Allen 91.2, Herbert 84.8, Cousins 80.7, Tua 78.2, Lamar 68.2, Tannehill 65.3, Hurts 64.3, Mariota 57.9, Winston 53.3, Kyler 52.9, Goff 49.7, T-Law 48.4, Matt Ryan 48.1, Trubisky 48 flat, Mills and Wentz ironically 46.2, Trey Lance 43 flat, Fields and Burrow 42.1, Brissett 38.1, Baker 37.2, Carr 26.9, ouch. Daniel Jones, the lowest in a win so far, 25.8, Stafford 23.6, A-Rod 16.1, Joe Flacco 15.4, and one McCorkle 9.7.
Aaron Rodgers having a worse passer rating than Matthew Stafford's kind of funny to me, not going to lie.
Let's see. What was A-Rod last year, week 1? He was they
were bad week 1, too. It was.
Oh, boy. This is not going to be fun. He had a 18.8. He was last year, week 1. Oof. T-Law was a 20.2. Also an ouch. Huh. Mahomes was over a 90. Teddy Bridgewater was a 96.3. What? What is going on? That's too funny.
So supposedly Evans and Godwin are both lower body injuries.
Huh. So maybe it's going to be the Julio show the rest of the day.
Splash, you need to get that block on Parsons up.
Oh boy. I will. Let me see if I can post it on Stadium. Oh boy. Yeah, that was gnarly.
I haven't seen it anymore on Twitter yet, so.
So Zeke, 5.5 yards per carry. I like the sound of that. Tony Pollard's negative yards per carry right now.
He's
Don't like
negative.
the
I
sound
have 100 yards. I have a take writing where he gets 100 yards and he's negative.
You are. He's close. He's closer to negative 100 than 100, Jack.
They have to. There has to be weather so bad that like the roof gets ripped off the stadium, and they just decide to run the ball. Although they probably wouldn't continue the game after that. So.
How do you get beat by Julio Jones running a go route? Only in 2022.
Kind of waiting for Zach to get back before we start our.
Okay, I'm gonna do a caption contest. NFL caption contest. The best caption for this video wins. How many points do they win?
That's a good question.
Anyone.
What's a? We'll do 600 because Julio's playing. Actually, who's in the picture?
It's Fournette and Parsons.
So Parsons wears 11, and then Fournette wears 7. So do 711.
Okay.
711 points. PFF tweeted it.
We'll do. Yeah, that hurt. The most liked caption.
After a certain amount of time, because that can like go kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm. All right. Fournette murders Parsons. Oh my goodness. Bro got decleated.
Yeah, you got wrecked.
Yeah, that's the power of not knowing. That's the power of when one person knows the other person. Is it almost a dirty play at a certain point because he's engaged with the left tackle? It just gets.
Look at that field slide that they're showing, by the way. That was long.
A 12-0 run in the fourth quarter. So game-winning drive for Justin Fields, clearly the best player in the NFL history. And that's the Cowboy way. Oh my goodness. I got to send that in the AFC North group chat. And it can be like Bengals fans or Micah Parsons.
It's the Cowboys year, somebody says.
Oof. Yeah. Oh, what a day.
Okay, I guess we can start early with panic games. So like teams that missed the playoffs and
okay. I'm going to say one team.
Or teams that made the playoffs and then
okay. So are we panicking on the Los Angeles Rams? Yes or no?
no. It's going to take a string of losses before I can panic because they need to. Somebody can come out of nowhere with their O-line and do something crazy. I feel like it just kind of falls to the O-line to protect Stafford a little bit more. And if not that, then maybe McVay comes up with some kind of game plan to get the ball out quicker. Trust the running backs a little bit more. He did say he wanted to see more urgency out of guys like Cam Akers. So I think that that definitely might have something to do with it. I like get Allen Robinson more involved too. Don't hesitate on him. He can be pretty strong. So I'm not panicking just yet.
Yeah, their schedule isn't too bad either the rest of the way here for the next few weeks. Falcons, Cardinals, Niners, Cowboys, Panthers, Niners. So that's not too bad. You can string
not
some
the
wins
worst
in there.
schedule ever. So
Yeah,
they did have the number one schedule in terms of like strength of schedule, but I actually don't think it sounds that bad right now. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. If they give themselves a hole to climb out of, then there's going to be a real problem. But if not, then they should be fine.
Okay.
Next team.
Are we worried about the San Francisco 49ers?
I would say wait for them to get George Kittle back. Because if Kittle was playing in this game, you were at full strength, and then all of this stuff still happened, then I would be a little bit concerned because you're putting all your faith in Trey Lance for right now. Obviously, they still have Garoppolo. Garoppolo can fill the hole if need be, but I think it's going to be a bit of a problem for the 49ers if this kind of thing does keep up, because there's no two ways about it. That was an ugly loss.
Are we worried about Cincinnati?
Yes. I'm worried about Cincinnati's O-line. Because that was an O-line that I was complaining about the Rams O-line just now. Cincinnati's O-line was one that was actually, people were saying, oh, it's fixed, they'll be fine. Yeah, don't worry about it. Everybody's here. And they allow 7 sacks, and Burrow turns the ball over like 5 times. So
it was bad.
I guess it wasn't all Burrow, but it was, yeah.
It was bad.
If that kind of performance keeps up, I'm a little concerned about the Bengals. They need to shore that up pretty quick.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. No other team in the league has TJ Watt and Cam Hayward. You're just not going to run into defensive lines that are that good.
I also should have brought that up against the Rams. Like you've got Von Miller, you've got Ed Oliver, just everyone on the Buck, or I keep screwing it up. The Bills pass rush showed up in that game, so like there was some pretty tough competition in terms of O-line versus D-line.
Yeah, so. I think that's a tough one. I think Cincinnati is a bit of I don't want to say a pass, but it's a division rival. It's the best pass rush in the NFL. I'm not super worried about them. Chase was good.
Chase was very good.
Higgins needs to come back from the concussion, so that's rough. Are we worried about New England? Are we pressing the panic button?
I'm smashing the panic button on New England right now.
Yes, sir.
I don't think there's too many questions. I mean, again, week 1, but that was not a good showing to start things off.
Okay. Are we worried about the Green Bay Packers?
No.
Agreed. That's just a week 1 game. Like Minnesota's very good.
Yeah, they got hammered week 1 last year too, right? So
they did, true. Yeah. It's the typical week 1 Aaron Rodgers stinker. He'll be fine. Yeah.
But now he doesn't have Devontae Adams to go out and score 2 touchdowns and catch 150 yards the next week for him.
And he doesn't trust his rookies.
Yeah, but
Aaron, start trusting those rooks.
Yeah,
exactly. That's all I gotta say.
Panicking on the Tennessee Titans. I think it's just a weird one. I think they were the better team, but they just had a couple goofy 3rd down calls and kind of blew it.
I don't think Tannehill played bad. I thought he had a couple nice throws.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough call. I think
I'm
not panicking just yet. I think it's more of a wait and see thing, though.
Are we worried about the Las Vegas Raiders?
No. I'm not worried about them just yet. I feel like their blocking could have been a little bit better as well. They allowed a lot of sacks, but I think the Raiders, the reason why I'm not worried about the Raiders is because despite that, they still made it close. I don't think they should have made that game that close. Devontae Adams played fantastic, I feel like.
Yeah. Most targeted player of the week, 17 of them. Are we worried about the Arizona Cardinals?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think it's a talented roster. I think it's very much like New England. They just don't have the players to me to be a playoff caliber team.
And
are they going to win some games? Yes. Could I eat my words in 2 weeks and the Patriots beat the Ravens? Sure. But I don't think the depth of talent on either roster is any good. You're going to need Kyler going nuts for Arizona or the rushing game going nuts for New England to win games. And the offensive line for New England was poor today. Everything about their offense was poor. I don't think their defense played particularly well. Also, Micah Parsons, first reigning defensive rookie of the year with 2 sacks in the opener since Aaron Donald.
Damn. Aaron Donald's just that good. And he does in fact train with knives. Can't go without mentioning that on the stream.
Of course.
Who's next?
That is it.
Okay.
Okay, if you're a team that won or a team that got a positive result today, which of these two teams are you worried about more for struggling on the road against a division rival? Colts or Saints? Obviously, the Colts tied, Saints won, but which one are you more concerned about moving forward? Two teams that were, fringe of playoff contention last year, thought to get better the offseason, and could make a playoff run this year. Which one are you worried about?
Between the Saints and the
Indianapolis and New Orleans.
So what do you mean by, like, am I worried that they might make a run, or am I worried that they might not make a run?
Are you hitting the panic button because they didn't play very well today? They won, or in the Colts case, they tied. They didn't lose, but neither of them were particularly awe-inspiring.
So
Which
with
one
the
are you
Colts,
worried about?
I don't think I'm hitting the panic button with the Colts. I think the Colts played. If they get JT more involved, I feel like the Colts will be fine. I don't think he was that invisible, but he didn't really he only had one touchdown.
He had 160 yards.
He had 160 yards. So
the most quiet 160 yards.
Yeah, it didn't really feel like he was like, I don't know. I didn't watch the game. So
other than that one game last year that Tennessee ran for 270 yards and lost against New England, they just kept fumbling. So Hilliard had 180 yards on 4 carries or something stupid like that.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't think it's time to hit the panic button with Indianapolis yet, though.
Okay, what team that did not make the playoffs last season gave you the best impression this year? I'll give you some options. Miami, 1. Baltimore, 2. Washington, 3. Or LA Chargers, 4.
Like the Dolphins there.
Yeah, the Dolphins really showed up.
Dolphins looked pretty good.
Definitely. I think great defensive play for sure. Tua was fine. Waddle, Hill, that's going to be explosive moving forward.
For sure.
I do like when teams put their players in a good position to succeed. I think that's what the Dolphins are doing with Tua.
Yeah. I really feel like we're going to get a really good year out of Tua this year.
Yeah, to me, you're trying to mimic the 2019, 2018-19 Alabama teams when you're winning you're going to national championship games. You're one of the best teams in the country. You're just trying to mimic that, and I think they're doing a great job of doing that.
All right. I have to vanish briefly. I will return in a few minutes.
Darn. Okay. Hi, Chris.
Splash, buddy. Long time no speak, man.
Yeah, I wish you had an intro for us today.
Yeah, exactly.
For the uninitiated, Chris and Stefan do a fantasy show every Sunday at 10 a.m. on the uSTADIUM Live Network. And Chris today had about 30 seconds, 45 seconds of absolutely legendary videography. I'm going to have to clip it. That's going to be like our mantra for the rest of this. I should clip that and have that play as the intro every week. Well, it could be week 1 depending, but
yeah.
It was a banger. It was a banger.
Yeah, I do a lot of driving for work. So when I'm driving, I'm just riffing things. And I was like, I got to think of something good for the beginning of week 1.
Brady almost had a dot. Trayvon Diggs with the PBU.
I haven't seen Evans back in the game, though. Perriman's still out there. Gage is still out there.
I am concerned with all the Perriman targets.
Oof.
Like Ravens legend, Rashad Perriman.
Yeah.
He did get a step on Diggs. Underthrown ball just a little bit and good safety coverage by the other hooker. One hooker had a pick today, Amani Hooker, and then Malik Hooker with a really nice play over the top there. So,
man, both offenses just can't get anything going.
No, they can't.
It was almost blocked.
Although I will say Tampa has 230 yards of offense.
Yeah,
they just can't score.
They can get there.
Yeah. Dallas, 5 first downs, under 100 yards of offense, threw an interception. 3 for 9 on third down for Tampa, 2 for 7 for Dallas. 3.4 yards per play for Dallas. That is not going to get it done.
No, not against Tampa. After the afternoon slate of games we had, this one's a snoozer.
Like I got the Kansas City Arizona game, which was a route on my main TV, and then it's like, okay, it's going to switch over to Raiders Chargers, which is a pretty good game. Packers Vikings had some fun moments. Titans Giants went down to the wire.
Yeah, a bunch of them. Oh, he hit the Tron.
Hey, who was the first guy to do that? It's like, was it Leckler that did that? That hit the underside?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because you got to have a huge leg to get it even up that high.
You got to bomb it. Yeah.
Got to be the wrong part of the field to do that as well. Oh, it's, I guess, just a replay.
So is it a re-kick? Yeah.
I think so. It might just be like dead ball.
Then, right? Yeah. Because then all the teams would be putting their Jumbotron like just above the field.
Oh, man.
Oh, he got smoked.
Good day for the rookie specialists today. Cade York made a game-winning 58-yard field goal. Jordan Stout had some nice punts for Baltimore. Obviously, you don't want highlights to be your punter, but Stout did have – he had 6 punts for 291 yards, like 48 average per punt. I'll take that.
Yeah,
a long of 64, had 3 that were down inside the 20. I will take that. Then Camarda gets just clocked here.
Yeah, he got hammered. It's leading with the helmet. Is that a penalty? Did they give it to him? I don't. Oh, yeah, they did throw a flag. Okay.
Ooh. He caught a helmet to the rib cage right there.
From the kicker, yeah.
Can't do that. What penalty, when you see the Saints do it, what penalty just gets on your nerves the most?
There was a time there where there was a lot of DPI, man, and I was just getting so frustrated with it.
Marshawn Lattimore.
I return.
Yeah, exactly. that's exactly it, man. But
you guys are probably
any penalty, really.
You guys are probably going to see me eating steak and broccoli, but
stew. Hey, I have the elite snack here.
Goldfish.
Yeah, the pizza flavored.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, what did I miss? It sounded like
roughing the passer. Or roughing the kicker, sorry.
Hello, I follow if you can burp. That is a name. That is one of the best names.
I can't burp.
I can't do it on command. My apologies.
I can, actually, but I won't do it on air.
I have
good one.
I've involuntarily.
That could be the forfeit for the fantasy league.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to be live on air until you burp.
Oh God, that's miserable. That is miserable. That's actually miserable.
Hey, the actual forfeit is you have to do karaoke on stream. So you don't want to be last.
I think I'm leading.
Wait. How is that not roughing the? How is that just running into the punter? He clocked him.
Yeah, he led with his head too.
That should have been. If that was in college, if it was against Alabama, that would have been targeting and like the entire state.
Oh, what a disaster that was.
Oh, it's a safety. It's a safety. No, it's a personal foul. It's targeting.
It's roughing the passer. If anything, it should have been intentional grounding.
Yes, but you can't review that. And it's like, what are we doing?
I want them to win. Don't make it obvious.
I know, right? And then Auburn almost beat Alabama. That would have been just iconic. Jack, you were here for the QBR that I listed out. That I gave out. Yeah. Okay, I need to check something. In the AFC North group chat, Lamar was getting raked over the coals for only having 213 yards. And then he was being compared to Mahomes because that's a fair comparison, right? So Mahomes was 9.2 yards per attempt, 5 touchdowns. Lamar was 7.1 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns. I mean, there's obviously a difference there, but if you watched Lamar play, he looked better than the stats.
Yeah, also that one nice was that a no look or a sidearm there that he
that was one of the touchdowns.
Nice.
The second touchdown to Duvernay. Oh, that was nice.
That was a beauty throw.
Also, Trace McSorley, Ravens legend, got some run today. 2 for 4, 12 yards, took a sack. James Conner, 2.6 yards per carry.
Did a punt hit
No
the
bueno.
Jumbotron? Is that what they tweeted?
Yeah, he hit the Jumbotron, and then there was a running into the kicker on the retake. This is a strange sequence of events.
Part of me, I have mixed feelings about Jumbotrons in like football stadiums, because like obviously if it looks nice, I won't care. But yeah, I don't. Sometimes the ball can just hit them.
How it's like a rotunda.
Yeah,
that's really cool. If you have to go to a road, like a game that your team's not in, highly recommend going to Atlanta.
Yeah,
now Chris would probably get carried out because he wears a Saints jersey or a 28-3 jersey. So like,
yeah,
I get it.
No thanks.
I know, Jack, you've seen this. Chris, have you seen the escalators at the Caesar Superdome now that quote unquote move 28.3 times as fast?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it's gold. Marketing geniuses.
Yes. Oh man. Okay, so you're a Saints fan, and yes. I have this opinion that Saints Falcons is the second best rivalry in the NFL behind Steelers Ravens.
Yeah, Steelers Ravens is a big one. Yeah.
I know a lot of people
Saints Falcons. Yeah, it's up there.
Uh-huh.
What would be third?
Bears Packers, just the historical.
Packers. Yeah, sure.
I feel like that could be higher, but the Bears stink.
It's been pretty one-sided.
Yeah, you need both teams to be
yeah, because at least with the Saints Falcons, it doesn't matter how good one team is over the other. Like this is the first time the Saints have ever won 5 straight, and the Saints had a freaking Hall of Fame quarterback for 15 years, and they didn't win 5 in a row. Yep. The Ravens Steelers, the worst year in Ravens history, they swept the Steelers. I can't explain that. Oh, bizarre.
I was just commenting on a Zeke run.
Oh. Connor McGovern out for the game. Chris Godwin out for the game with a hamstring injury.
I was talking about too. They said he was good to go, and he took the field pretty quick.
He had that one nice run there, right? And was it the first play of the game, wasn't it?
Yeah, 24 yards. Leonard Fournette has 17 touches already. Wow. Zeke is motoring. Dennis Houston is tied for the lead in Cowboys receiving yards. I've never heard of Dennis Houston before today. Huh.
Slightly unrelated topic. I think Zeke's smoke black visor is pretty cool.
His whole helmet. I saw someone tweet. It was like, did Elon Musk design Zeke's helmet?
It does look kind of like that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Meanwhile, Todd Bowles in the building wearing a Hawaiian shirt, sitting in the skybox.
Oh, Arians. Bruce Arians.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. That's Arians.
Yeah.
I got them confused. Yeah. Arians is just in full retirement mode.
Chilling.
I wonder how much of that had to do with Brady, the will he, won't he come back and whatnot.
It's just funny to me, too, because he didn't even leave the organization. He just moved to a front office role.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So Zeke continues to eat. 9 carries
right now.
Yards. Just feed Zeke. And Chris, no, he was a top 10 player in fantasy football last year.
Yeah, RB6.
Which doesn't seem possible.
No, it really doesn't. He was one of my sits this week, so far, so good.
How did those go this week?
What's that?
How did your starts and sits go? I know the Packers won
3 for 3.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so I got a Zeke sit and I got Judy start tomorrow. Stefan, not so good.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, he didn't have a good day. I think he had a start Damian Pierce, and he didn't have a good day.
Oh. I was surprised, actually. I didn't see Pierce's name at all.
Yeah, no, I think Burkhead had.
How does Rex Burkhead get more carries than you?
Yeah, exactly. Especially you're touted to be this oh, is the reason why they cut Marlon Mack and all that, but
And no targets.
no bueno.
Burkhead had 8. How did Burkhead get 14 carries and 8 targets?
So there's an
Yeah.
update on. Here's an update on the U Fantasy
Oh boy, there goes Devin White.
League. Devin White. Yeah.
I think Splash might beat me this week. He's at 101.
Are you guys
Down
taking?
by
Yeah, you
4.
guys are.
Oh,
not
take that
this
back.
league,
Here's
not
one
this league.
target for 6 yards.
It's gonna come down to Judy versus Lockett. Splash, me versus you.
Oh dear.
That's actually quite a battle. Judy versus Lockett. That could-
Yeah.
I need to win that for points.
I'm up.
The
I'm
only
up
thing
4
is now Russ
points.
is throwing to Judy, so
Yeah, exactly. I'm up 4. He still got Zeke, so you need Zeke to finish strong here.
Another punt.
0 touchdowns in this game.
We've had that would be
0.
punt number 5.
Well, 8 if you include all Karmatas.
That's a good point. That's a valid point. All right, Tom Brady. Ryan Suckup has attempted 5 field goals. Okay, I gotta find this. Has a guy ever attempted more than 5 field goals and a half?
In a half? Oh, that's a good question.
Take your wagers, boys. The record
Yeah.
in a game is 8 makes.
8 makes.
Rob Baronis, rest in peace. Oh no, I can't look it up. Darn. Wait. Darn. Huh. That stinks.
Oh, Noah posted a take. There will be 0 TDs scored in this game.
Okay, I gotta disagree with that.
That's a good take. I like it.
It's kind of a good take, though. Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
it is a good take, but I gotta disagree with that.
There's got to be at least one.
Yeah, for sure. At least one, if not 2. It'll probably go nuts for some reason in the fourth quarter, as Brady games do. Brady games again. You can't bet them because if you bet the over, the under is going to hit. If you bet the under, the over is going to hit by 70. Oh man. Just what a day. What a day.
this is kind of reminding me of the John Wolford Chris Streveler game. No, the only touchdown was a pick 6.
Ooh, the Patriots are favorite at Pittsburgh next week.
Ooh, that's going to change. That's going to change.
Wow. Well, no Watt. That's tough.
Austin? Yes, I remember this. Greg Zuerlein, when he was good, made 7 field goals against Dallas.
There you go. Respect. I can find the most field goals made in a game. I can't find the most field goals made in a half. Let's see. Field goals. Okay, the most field goals attempted in a game all time. I think it's 9, unless Baronis was 8 for 8. I think there was a 9th one. Yep. Well, it was 9, but it wasn't Baronis. A guy by the name of Jim Backen for the St. Louis Cardinals had 9 field goal attempts in a game in 1967.
Wow.
Okay, sure thing. Billy Cundiff had 8 attempts on Monday Night Football back in 2003.
So
Jason
Donovan
Sanders-
Smith has a right elbow injury, apparently, and he's out for the game.
That's tough. He hasn't missed many snaps ever. Jim Backen
Okay.
had 2 other games with 7 attempts.
I got it here, Splash. Most field goals made, 1 half. Chris Bonio, 5. 1996.
Huh.
What team?
It doesn't say. Morton Anderson had 5. Rob Baronis
Okay,
had 5.
Bonio
and
was
Mike Nugent
Cowboys
had 5.
kicker in 96.
Yeah.
Huh.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 guys with 5.
Okay, well, turns out Ryan Suckup is a loser. Perhaps he even sucks.
Loser.
He's a suck up. He's quite a suck. I've always wanted to make that joke. Always. Every time I heard that name.
But
Easy first down for Fournette. Breaks free for a little bit. Gets near the 40.
So the Najee Harris injury does not seem to be serious. The team hopes he will play next week.
Good. That saves my fantasy team, although I do have DeAndre Swift. So,
Oof. Yeah.
could you imagine if there was no Jamal Williams?
Swift
The
would've
day
gone
DeAndre Swift would have had.
Oh man, I would have.
That was one take. I was just hoping, like, I don't want this take to hit, and then all of a sudden it's like, come
I would have been
on.
up in Noah's DMs, like, dude, you're getting rolled. You're getting absolutely rolled.
Brady.
Just
Oh,
missing.
Julio. Man, imagine prime. Well, Brady might be in his prime right now, but Brady
6 on 6 prime right there.
Wow.
Has Evans been ruled out too?
I haven't seen Evans again, so maybe.
I still
And
cannot
Julio
get used to
looks
Julio wearing
he's
6.
either angry at himself for not catching it or he's hurt. Also, Rashad White's sighting. Big. I liked him a lot at Arizona State.
Yeah.
Bear down, go Cats, though.
He's gonna be the guy next year there in Tampa, I think.
Boop, bounced off the face. And then just,
it hit the turf and then bounced up and him in the face.
this game has provided plenty of unintentional comedy, though, which is always good.
Never complaining about that. Brady again on 2nd and 10 finds
That'll be Rashad White.
Oh,
3rd down, and I want to say 4. It could be 6.
well, there's Evans. Evans on the field.
Great. 3rd and 3. Yeah, it was to Rashad White. Vander Esch on the tackle. Yeah, this Tampa offensive line's been reasonable. They had the couple busts when Parsons came rolling through, but
then, yeah, their running back had to block Parsons.
that's a good point. Hard to do.
All right, 3rd and 3. Finds the connection. I believe that is Mike Evans.
Yes, it is
It'll
for
be a
10.
first down.
Well, that'll be
All right, gentlemen. Thanks for having me.
no problem.
No problem.
Anytime.
Take off. I gotta go to La La Land. Go
Must
to
be nice.
sleep.
Yeah, I
Have a
did
good
not
night.
sleep very well. All right.
Yeah, I bet.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, no problem.
See you Tuesday for the fantasy space. Go ahead, plug your arms of the octopus here, your tentacles.
Yeah, every Sunday, 10 a.m. Stefan and I we host a uSTADIUM Fantasy Live show. We answer questions, give our start sits, provide our opinions on what's going to happen in the fantasy world on Sunday. And then Tuesday on the uSTADIUM Twitter, we run the waiver wire Twitter space. So get on there. There's me, Stefan, Frankie. I'm sure you guys will be on there. We got Anthony on there. Jason's on there. So very, very busy. It's a very busy season for uSTADIUM. And again, download the app. You can get us on the app as well. If you got questions during the week, follow me on Twitter at FFChrisB. That's it for me, boys.
Yep. Thank you, Chris. Have a nice night.
Have a good night.
Hello, Jack. Long time no see. So I have a trivia question for you. I am wearing a shirt that reminds me of a certain backup NFL quarterback. Name either the quarterback or the fictional character that is on the T-shirt.
It's just super busy doing nothing.
Who's
That's what
the
that shirt
character?
says.
Yes.
Is it the Buffalo Bills punter?
No. What? Oh, okay. I was like, no, it's not Ariza. But
No. Definitely
I
not. Just
know.
The Bills punter.
Okay, fun fact. I guess it's a fun fact. If you call your team the Puntophile on ESPN, that just doesn't let you do that.
Don't do that. It reminds me of a backup quarterback. There are about 1 million backup quarterbacks that I'm thinking of right now.
He has a very
Garoppolo.
specific He has a very specific nickname that's very similar to a cartoon character that's on the T-shirt.
Oh, I don't know what cartoon character's on your shirt. That's the plot twist.
No,
That's the plot twist.
Dak. He's fumbling the bag. He's going. And Breece Hall had a fumble today. There was a couple rookie running backs that had fumbles. James Cook had a fumble Thursday night. Do you want to know the answer?
I'm trying to think about nicknames. It's a running. Oh no, it's a backup quarterback.
Yep.
And he just did nothing.
Well, no, like it's the nickname of the backup quarterback is like the character on my shirt. My favorite backup quarterback in the league.
That's
He
Jacob
started-
Easton. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
I don't think he's in the league anymore.
Shout out to the Jacob Easton fan club. He's on a team's practice squad, I think. I don't know.
That existed for 2 throws.
I got no idea.
He played against your team last season. He started an NFL game against your team last season.
Was it Chris Strevler?
No,
he didn't start the game. Meanwhile, Mike Evans with a completion, so the Bucs have it first and goal. We could finally get a touchdown.
Chase Daniel is not the correct answer.
He started a game against the Rams last season.
Yes. He should not have started the game, but he did start the game. Had no touchdowns in that game, if I
Andy
remember
Dalton,
correctly.
he's not in the league.
No, he's on the Saints.
Oh,
He was on the Bears last year.
Um,
Andy Dalton played against this
Bears
quarterback.
was Andy. I'm trying to remember our week 1.
Oh, what a catch, Mike Evans.
I can't wait to see
Oh, what a play.
this.
What a
Ooh,
What a play. What a play. Oh,
that was a
Mike
beauty.
Evans.
that
Just
was a
gang,
beauty.
gang. Mike friggin' Evans right there. Hopefully Noah settled that take. Oh, man, what a play. Bro was like lean back. Oh, man, what a catch.
What a ball from Tom Brady too.
Oh, man. Can I give you the answer?
Hang on. So he started a game against the Rams last season.
Started the game against the Rams.
I'm trying to think of our schedule. So week 1, we played Chicago. That's not an adult. In week 2, Carson Wentz. Week 3, we played. Who did we play? Week 3, we played Tom Brady. Week 4, we played Kyler Murray. Week 5, Russell Wilson. Week 6, who did we play? Week 6. Let me think. Don't tell me.
I have no idea who you played week 6.
I'm trying to remember who we played week 6. Probably what? Oh no, we played Detroit week 6.
That's right.
Did we play Detroit? No, is that week 7?
Jack, you're the Rams fan here.
Trying to freaking remember. Oh God, who did we play week 6? What the fuck? I can't remember who we played week 6. It's probably not the answer then if you can't remember.
No, it's not the answer. I can promise you that. It is not the answer.
Okay. Week 7 was Detroit because they were 0-6 at the time. Week 8.
Did you play Arizona? Oh, no.
Houston. That was Davis Mills.
No.
Week 9. I think week 9 was the bye. No. Week 9 was Tennessee. That was Ryan Tannehill. Week 10, San Francisco, Jimmy G. Week 11, bye. No. I have this messed up.
Yes, but really late by, if I remember correctly.
We played against San Francisco. Oh, no, we played against Tennessee. We lost against Tennessee, had the bye. No, we didn't have the bye. We lost to San Francisco. Then we had the bye. Then we lost to Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. And then we played against Jacksonville. So Trevor Lawrence started that game. Is it Tyler Huntley?
Yes, it is Tyler Huntley.
I just thought of Tyler Huntley.
Snoop.
Snoopy is his nickname.
Yes, sir.
My mind jumped ahead to the rest of our schedule. I remember that win streak we had.
And you start going through the week by week. It's like week 17. This is going to take 10 years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Once I got to that win streak, I was like, who'd we play during that? We beat Baltimore by 1 point. Wait a second, Lamar did not play in that game.
That game was so cheese, man. I got a question for you. The Ravens downstretch, they played at Cleveland, at Cleveland, home against Green Bay, at Cincinnati, home against the Rams, at Pittsburgh. If Lamar Jackson plays in those games, how many of those do they win?
Which opponents?
Cleveland, Green Bay, Cincinnati, LA, Pittsburgh.
Cleveland's. I think he beats Cleveland's.
They were trailing when Lamar got hurt in that game, though. I will say that. So that's the one that I'm a little shaky on. But hey, Huntley almost brought them back, so I think Lamar's better than Huntley. So maybe upgrade there.
Huntley kind of brought a lot of them back. Thank you, Austin. Was the Giants? That was the one I couldn't remember.
Because I was having this thought experiment last night that they don't win the Super Bowl last year, just too many injuries. But I do think they make the playoffs if Lamar is healthy.
I feel like the Rams game could have gone just about as similar as it did. I feel like, I don't know.
Huntley was terrible in that game, though. That's my issue there. And like Lamar is really, really good in December. Like he is unfathomably good in December.
I would have liked Lamar to play just so we could have gotten revenge for 2019, but
let's not talk about that game.
It is what it is, I suppose.
Lamar has a 104 passer rating in December. By far. Well, not by far, but the best of any month.
That is actually absurd. Pressure coming. Prescott gets dumped by 98.
Nelson. Not sure who Nelson is, but Nelson gets free there.
Anthony Nelson.
Sure. I'll go with it.
That's what Chris Collinsworth said.
Okay, we are at the trivia portion of this game because it's a little boring.
We did finally get a touchdown.
Yes. Okay, I got which active quarterback has the best passer rating in December? You get to think about your answer while I look it up. Minimum of 500 attempts.
Tom Brady.
Actually, let's go minimum of 300 attempts.
300 attempts.
Yep. Ooh, can I go active? No, I guess I can't do it. Okay.
I'm never going to get it.
What? Can I not? No. Game location down. Field position down. What? I can't. Huh. Okay, so that stinks. I can't do month. At least I don't think I can do month. I can do quarter. I can do game location. I can do. That's bizarre.
3rd down and 11. Dak goes. Ooh, that was a nice throw to Dalton Schultz.
Ooh. There you go, D. Schultz. The Bucs are rocking with a 95% chance of victory today. I'm going to read this article about Lamar. I thought Lamar was pretty. I guess it's a video.
Kind of unrelated. I can't wait for the Bucs to bring back the creamsicles.
Oh, facts. That's
coming next year, I think. That's going to be fun to see. It feels to me like Tampa has a clean uniform set. They have like all of their like they have the white, they have the red, and they have the pewter gray. I feel like they represent all their colors well. Like that you can like mix and match too. I don't think they have red pants actually, but they can like mix and match their pants and jerseys pretty well. So
okay, so this Bengals dude in the AFC North group chat is saying that Burrow had like 3 game-winning drives. Our backup long snapper sold. Yeah, you don't need the backup long snapper if you don't turn the ball over 5 times. Bro, Joe Burrow threw 4 picks. Like he threw like I guess he did throw 14 or so last year, but
Okay.
14 last year.
Now that I'm finished with
5 his entire rookie season.
Now that I'm finished with my dinner, I just want to point out that I was actually going to call out Joe Burrow on the Twitter earlier. I was like, his first drive, not great. He gets sacked for a loss of 5, and the next play he throws a pick 6.
It was bad. 2 plays in, and you're throwing pick 6s.
Like it's bad. Like obviously a pick 6 is terrible, but then like the sack beforehand is also pretty bad, and then you just like
Putrid.
yeah. It felt like he was just constantly giving the ball away. And
That is actually 2 straight games. He's been sacked 7 times. Okay, I got
sure know what the first one was.
Yeah, got a trivia question for you. How many times was Joe Burrow sacked 7 times in a game last season in the regular season?
Twice.
0.
Oh, during the regular season.
Yeah, Zippo.
No.
He was sacked 9 times against Tennessee in the playoffs, 7 times against the Rams in the playoffs. But the most anyone sacked him was 6. That's the Chargers. But he was sacked 5 times, 5 times, 5 times, 5 times, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
Who won
2,
that
2.
game between Bengals Chargers?
Chargers by 19.
Oof. Third quarter winding down. There goes Pollard. Rush yards for Tony Pollard. Not going to get anywhere near 100, but it is rush yards.
Rip.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. Still 19-3. The only touchdown going to Mike Evans with a ridiculous catch.
Yeah, big play Evans.
Where did my fourth quarter graphic go?
The Hall of Fame argument with Mike Evans, I think he's pretty clearly going to end up being a Hall of Famer. He's going to go over 10,000 yards this season. He's going to get to probably 100 touchdowns the next year or two. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler, has a Super Bowl. But I don't know how high he's going to end up being on this list of all-timers. Because I think he's going to end up being in that Hall of Fame conversation because he's just great. But like there's a lot of receivers that need to get in. Fitzgerald needs to get in. Torrey Holt needs to get in. Julio and AB need to get in. Reggie Wayne, Steve Smith, Andre Johnson. Like there's a ton of wide receivers. Like, would you take Anquan Bolden or would you take Mike Evans for a Hall of Fame career?
It's a good question.
Or even
I'll take Torrey Holt.
yes, Brandon Marshall or Mike Evans, Chad Ochocinco, Mike Evans,
Ochocinco.
Tyreek Hill might have a better shot at making the Hall of Fame.
If there's anyone out there, by the way, if you guys have any ideas for some games that you want us to do for Football Night with uSTADIUM in the future, it's called Football Night. It doesn't have to be a nighttime game. If it's a national broadcasted afternoon game, we can do that.
Yes. We could do the football morning with uSTADIUM for the overseas games. Jack has to wake up at 6 a.m.
Oh, God. I was already up at 6 before the 24-hour stream because I wanted to watch an F1 race that ended up getting pushed back by an hour. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, let us know. We are down. We're open.
So no stream tomorrow night with Seahawks Broncos.
We've already punted on that. We're gonna give ourselves a bit of a break.
Do you want to do Chiefs Chargers Thursday night?
I'm kind of tempted to because that video did pretty well the last time we did it.
That's a good point.
And that watch party, and then I assume you have Prime Video, so.
I think so.
We'll wait on the Prime Video. I have Prime Video access. I don't know about you, so we'll wait on that.
Yeah, I think we do. And then next week it's a doubleheader Monday night with Titans, Bills, and then Vikings, Eagles.
That would actually be kind of fun to do a doubleheader stream.
Well,
we'd be at it for a while though.
Simultaneous. It's like 7:15.
Oh, they're simultaneous. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's like 7:15. Well, it's 7:15 and 8:30. So there's going to be like a decent chunk of the game that overlaps.
Yes, Austin. I have Rams Chiefs circled on this. That it's not even just that, but it's also the rematch. These two teams. It's kind of crazy to think about how much has happened since the Rams Chiefs game. Both teams have won a Super Bowl since then.
That's
both
a good
teams
point.
have made earth-shattering trades, but like a lot of the cores of the both rosters are still kind of there. So that's gonna be a fun game. Rams Chiefs. They literally have not played each other. They had an opportunity to play each other in the Super Bowl twice. They have both won a Super Bowl, but they have amazingly not played each other since the 51-54 game.
Okay, I'm going to say next week we do Chargers Chiefs Thursday night, and then we punt on Bears Packers.
Yeah, we'll punt on that one.
Although the Bears have a better record than the Packers right now.
It's not going to matter. Aaron Rodgers is going to go off.
Okay, then we can do the long stream Monday night for Titans, Bills, and Vikings, Eagles.
Are they happening like right after each other?
Yeah, it's 7:15 and 8:30.
Ooh. I think I can manage it. I'll see.
Yeah. It'd just be, instead of 3 hours, it'd be 4 hours or 4.5 hours. And then week 3, we might have to punt on 2 of these games. We got Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
Punt.
Yeah. Then Sunday night is San Francisco, Denver. I think that's a watchable game. Then Dallas, New York, week 3. Giants. I'm going to have to say punt on that one.
I'm tempted to say punt too, but NFC East games get wild.
Oh, Devin White nearly at a 75-yard or 65-yard pick 6.
Did he intercept? Oh, it went through his fingers. If he catches that ball, he's gone. Ooh. If he catches that ball.
Wow. That is tough. All right, week 4. Dolphins Bengals, that could be a fun one.
That could actually be pretty fun.
Then Chiefs Bucs is must watch.
Yeah, Chiefs Bucs has to be watched.
And then Rams Niners is must watch.
Unfortunately, yes, it is. You guys have to milk me for my reactions. What Ravens games are on? We got to do a Ravens game.
Then the next week we get Bengals Ravens.
Ooh, Bengals. We got to do Bengals Ravens.
Okay. Also, Colts Broncos that week.
You can as somebody who has you've made me do this 4 weeks in a row.
I've made you do that.
Not made, but like
anything.
Whatever. We've milked my anger, my emotions for content. You can handle it once.
Yeah. Man. Hey,
I guess you haven't forced my hands, but
I would do like when I did it, I would do like Henry. I think Henry would come in and produce, and I would do like the recap right after the game. So like the Chiefs Ravens game, the Colts Ravens game was nuts. the huge comeback from down 19. Also Raiders Chiefs that week. That could be like a 1 hour stream when the Chiefs go up 73-0. Colts Broncos. I don't know. That's a I'd say weaker side.
I think we'll probably just have to discuss the rest of it later. There's a lot to go and we're gonna eventually enter the territory where games might be getting flexed, so we'll figure it out based on that.
Okay, obviously, we are punting the week 6 game, Washington and Chicago.
Punt. That is is that Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that screams Thursday night.
Ooh, I found another punt. Week 7, Chicago, New England. Who decided to put Chicago in primetime back-to-back weeks?
Flexed. That game's gonna, unless Justin Fields goes
nuts. It's week 7. You're not flexing games that early. This week, I don't think we're gonna do one this week. It's
the Rams had a week 7 game get flexed. Just saying.
Saints, Cardinals, Steelers, Dolphins, and then Bears, Patriots.
I don't think we do a game that week. That might be like one of those afternoon games.
Oh, then week 8 we get Ravens, Bucs Thursday night. That's fun. Packers, Bills. Hello. Ooh, this is one we could do. There's a Wembley game. You would have to wake up at 8:30 for that, or 6:30 for that. So we can pass on that one.
Yeah, we'll pass on the London games that take place like super early in the morning. I know week 17 there's Rams Chargers on Sunday night. We're definitely not punting on that one. If there's any game you're gonna make me do, it's that one.
Yes. Wow, tickets are $600 at the Allianz Arena for the Munich game.
We gotta do some soccer watch parties too. That'd be pretty fun.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Especially for World Cup.
Yes. That's what I was thinking. Have you talked to Keith at all?
I don't believe so, but we should definitely like look into some soccer stuff soon.
Keith's a big soccer guy. He's been working on some stuff behind the scenes.
He probably is gonna hate me when I tell him that I watch MLS. He's probably gonna like react like, "What the hell do you do with your life that you watch MLS?"
It'd be like that. Brady hits Evans for a few.
He's directly pointing out Micah Parsons. That's a good thing that they're aware of his presence for once.
I mean, I would hope so.
Let me rephrase. That's a good thing that someone other than Leonard Fournette is aware of his presence.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also realized that during my talk about Jumbotrons earlier, I totally neglected to mention that the infinity screen at SoFi trumps this place.
Oh, it's picked.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. Midfield. Oh, boy. Austin coming.
You're ahead of me, so.
The pick. Austin might be ahead of both of us. He's probably watching on his regular TV. Oh, man. Okay. I see you. I see you. Anthony Wilson. It is
an interception. It's an important thing that's happening.
Donovan Wilson.
If Dallas can capitalize on this,
yeah, that'll trim the lead.
I can't do
you
math.
drop it and you save 40 yards of field position.
It wouldn't be a one-score game, but it would make it a lot closer.
You can go for 2 and cut it to a one-score game.
Yeah, you can go for 2.
We're gonna have like a 19-11 game, like we all expected.
What is the most likely scoregami at this point? Oops.
We almost had a scoregami earlier. There was a 50% chance at one point.
I actually don't know what scoregami happens this week.
So as of 19-3, there's a 1.48 chance. The most likely one is 25-9. I guess 25-9 could happen. Dallas score, failed 2-point conversion. Tampa score, miss extra point. I've seen stranger things, so
I'm sure you have. I am not seeing any scoregamis today. I don't believe I think you and I both would have known it immediately.
Yeah. You get too many. There's too many retweets on those. Huh. Definitely.
It's so weird, like seeing scoregami back. Like football's back, baby.
Yeah, football is back. I was like, it's 9:00 this morning. I'm like, I can't sleep. I want the next 4 hours to fly by.
Even if I don't know, I kind of flew back and forth between football after most of the 1 a.m. games, or not 1 a.m. It's 10 a.m. for me, but like the morning slate of games. I was I moved to NASCAR for a bit. I will admit.
What? Bro was watching NASCAR on a Sunday.
I did. In fairness,
isn't it like playoffs? NASCAR playoffs.
In fairness, I had my iPad up on the side. I had NFL game day going on there, so I was still into. I was still.
You get a quarter of a pass.
And I had another game on in the background too. I think I was watching. I did watch all of Pittsburgh versus Cincy. So.
That one.
It's a little tough for me when my team isn't playing on Sunday, but I of course I pay attention to football, and I always have had Sunday night football.
That was a really bad interception from Brady. That's like a page straight out of a Jared Goff, Jimmy Garoppolo playbook. Just hit the linebacker in the numbers.
Right to him. Panics and goes right to him, but Tom Brady's played so much football, he's bound to make a mistake or two.
Hold up. Aaron Rodgers had no touchdowns today. Huh. Also, Lamar Jackson had one game last year with multiple passing touchdowns. He did it today. Great time to be alive. Did have the bad interception. I'll give him that, but that play was 21-point game.
Austin just sent me a fun little nugget on Twitter. Hold on, I want to watch this Dak throw incomplete. The Dallas Cowboys were the most penalized team in the NFL in 2021. I don't know what the penalty stats are in this game. I need to pull up.
Are we shocked? I mean, Dallas, it's like Dallas and Vegas, always penalized. Carlton Davis was a little handsy there. Not a great throw, like a fine throw from Dak, maybe like one step too far. And also that's not Tolbert, not James Washington, not Michael Gallup. So Dallas is playing with a severely limited receiver core. Good old Dak scrambling from, Noah Brown. You got to catch that one, big dog. Noah Brown, what are you doing?
He only got one hand to it, it looked like. But you got to catch that. And now it looks like
4th and 8.
They're booing him too.
Oh, the fake. Okay, that was behind him. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, it didn't. I could tell it didn't look like it was completely on target.
Oh, best take of the day. Every NFC East team will lose.
One's gonna lose.
Yeah,
I don't know about the rest.
Yeah, the first 3 didn't. And they're punting. Surrender punt here. 4th and 8.
Penalties. Tampa is 3 for 15 yards. Dallas is 9 for 60 yards.
Oh, come on, Dallas. You're better than that. 49ers fans appear to be very salty today. I made a post earlier with pathetic teams: Colts, 49ers, Steelers, and Bengals, Cardinals, but the Patriots are number 1 for the time being. It's like, I know you played in a tsunami. I get that.
A bomb cyclone. If we're going to call it that, I guess, because that's what they played in last year. But yes, they did play in a tsunami. But it's the Bears. Like, you would think the Bears would have played worse than one of those type of things. It's like, there's a classic game that I keep going back and watching every once in a while that was called like the Monsoon Bowl between the Panthers and Jags in like 2011. It was basically that. Like, they were playing inside a giant puddle.
Yeah.
And this was kind of like that 2.0. That's the kind of game. I don't know why. I feel like that's the kind of game I want to play on Madden, just where it's like raining like crazy. Not Madden's level of rain is not very high. It's literally just like a few minor changes to normal gameplay, and it like has more rainy graphics and stuff like that. But I want to play a game in Madden where it's just like a puddle, like you're sliding everywhere.
It's like a Forza meets Madden.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go. What is it? Water. Not waterboarding. It's water.
Hydroplaning.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. I'm like waterplaning. No, that's not.
It's like when I'm playing F1, I do a full wet race, pretty much.
Yep,
something like that.
Good times were had by all.
Games affected by that kind of weather, I feel like, are fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand Niners fans that are like, it's not really fair. I agree, it's not really fair to judge your team, but
listen,
the Bears did come out with the win, and you did lose your top running back. But
I said it was not fair when. I guess I shouldn't have said it like that, but I said it wasn't fair when we had to play against Chicago in 2018 in a frigid cold game.
Okay.
But that's not true, obviously. It's just
that, okay. Cold does not equate to not being able to throw the football.
Exactly. And Jared Goff could not throw the football.
No.
In that game.
He should have.
Here's my defense for that. It was so cold he was wearing 2 gloves. So
good run by Fournette.
Throw the football. Yeah, I'm not angry about that one anymore.
Fournette is up to 127 yards today. Also, I'm shocked that Brady is not Brady only has thrown 26 passes.
It's weird to see. Speaking of like quarterbacks wearing gloves, it's so weird to see Brady wearing like a stormtrooper glove. It's like he's wearing a cast almost. Like his entire left arm, his non-throwing arm, has the glove, and then like the play call thing, the coach, I think, is what Madden calls it. Like just totally surrounding like his forearm, and then his other arm is just bare completely.
Yeah.
10 minutes and 10 seconds to go, according to my screen. Splash probably ahead of me still.
27 yards for Fournette. That's wild.
Tony Pollard, obviously nowhere near 100 rushing yards. I thought they were going to feed him tonight, man. I really did.
PU, that take was bad.
That might be my worst one in a while. I've had some pretty bad takes.
Away.
That one might be my worst one in a while.
Oh, boy.
Baby period.
92 whole yards away. Also, Dak still below the passer rating line, 39.1 passer rating for Rain Dakota Prescott.
My favorite take that I've hit on is, or not one that I made, but it's when Noah made Cup winning Opoy and Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, that was a nice win.
That was a good one. I said Odell would score 2+ touchdowns in the Super Bowl. It could have happened if he didn't get hurt. He had one, so that sucks.
CeeDee Lamb has 8 targets, 2 catches, 29 yards. Okay. All right, Dakota.
This is a good one. I had in the playoffs Stafford going turnover free for 2 weeks in a row. I had so this was after the Arizona game. I said for the second game in a row, meaning Tampa, I thought he would not get a turnover, and he didn't, because Cam Akers fumbled twice, Cooper Kupp fumbled, and then Brian Allen threw the ball away during a snap. So Stafford did not have a turnover.
Barely.
Despite having 4 turnovers.
Oh, man.
He was not responsible for any of them. What do you think of the new Sunday Night Football logo?
I think it's almost a little too minimalistic for me.
Yeah.
Like there's too much empty space.
Yeah, that was my thinking when I saw it come out. Like, I didn't hate it, but it's like it's really minimalist, and there needs to be some kind of like background. So like if you slap that on like a crazy complicated graphic, you might not be able to read the words Sunday Night Football. So
right.
There needs to be like a background to it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just not really one. So
right. For certain. Parsons is just so athletic, man. He had no business getting to that ball, but he did. Or getting to the ball carrier there, but he did.
Okay. I might be tripping out a little bit here, but I thought I saw him move just a tiny bit too early. I don't think it matters. I don't think that's a penalty, but I did see him move a little too early. But I don't think it really mattered. Because they got the first down anyway. But he also got to the ball. So it is what it is, and it's not like it would have affected the score. The very low, disappointingly low score. I'm honestly a little underwhelmed. I thought this was going to be a bit more of a battle. Collinsworth needs to take the rest of the night off, man.
Oof. Is that bad?
From what I can hear, I don't think it's that bad, but the dude is clearly like losing his voice from something, whether he's sick or whatever it is. Like he just needs to drink water and take the night off. So
Jalen Darden gets a touch, doesn't do a whole lot with it. It's 2-yard carry.
Per my screen, we have just under 7 minutes 40 to go. $19-30, and I was so confident in the over. My alternate bets
none of our alternate bets have hit this week. So you said Cup, A-Rob, and Henderson would score. Didn't happen. Josh said Philly by 20. Didn't happen. I took the over in the Rain Bowl. That didn't happen.
Oh, so much pressure in Brady's face.
Okay,
and it's
okay.
incomplete.
Josh, in fairness, he said, I'm going with Trubisky. They did win. Josh also said the Jets, regardless of quarterback, didn't happen. I said Arizona +6. Ouch. And I said this game over 51, and it's at 22. Also, that's not Odigizua, but that's one of their important defensive linemen down.
93. I really made a take saying that Tom Brady would refuse to shake Jalen Hurts' hand if he loses in the playoffs.
Really? How did you get to that take again?
Me thinking about Tom Brady not always shaking hands after he loses.
Oh, I just meant, how did you end up getting to that, like finding that take from 8 months ago?
Oh, I'm scrolling back through my completed ones.
Gotcha.
How do you know if agree wins or not? If it's green?
That just means you got it right, I believe.
Because all the you
feel
disagree.
so bad for Isaiah Likely. He had 4 targets, caught none of them, and he's going to get like 2 targets the rest of the season. Oh, man. Also, yeah, Breece Hall fumbled. Lawrence Cager. Wow, Breece Hall got 10 targets. 19 different receivers were targeted by the Jet or by Flacco today. Or 19 targets to Carter and Hall. Uzoma didn't see the field, it looks like. Conklin had 7 targets. Barrios had 6. I was happy with the 55-yard play for Bateman.
I'm sure you were.
Yes. We got Bateman. We got Bateman. Yeah.
What's up, Bateman? Yes.
Oh, man.
You destroyed my ears with that. I was just sitting there producing the stream. Like my mic was set up, I was like, when can I come on?
Mm-hmm. Patrick Queen, half a sack. Wow, Marcus Williams had 12 total tackles, 10 solos. Kyle Hamilton, 3 solos. Chuck Clark, 9 total. He had a forced fumble. Queen had half a sack. I was very happy with how Baltimore played. Defensively, in particular, I was very happy with how they played.
Yeah, I thought New York was playing pretty solid early, but that was just early, obviously, when the Ravens.
Yeah, their defense looked pretty good. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Offensive line, neither team's offensive line played particularly well.
Every team that added pieces is going to have growing pains, I feel like, in week 1. So I don't think we should totally write the Jets off just yet, but it is the Jets. So
it's hard to say they'll be fine, but they were much more competitive in this game than I think they would have been last year.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Even without Zach Wilson.
Yeah, when Zach Wilson comes back, well, that'll truly give us a read on where the Jets stand. Who are you taking in tomorrow's game?
Seattle +6.5, but Denver wins.
I forget who I predicted to win the game.
All 3 of us were on Denver.
Okay.
So that I do need to track these. I do need to see. Let me see if I have my pen. Then I can mark them down.
I believe in Denver Broncos supremacy there. That's gonna be a fun game. I know we're punting on the Monday night game, but that's gonna be a fun game.
Dakota. He hits CD. Okay, so week 1, we got Josh, got Jack, we got Splash. Are we cool counting this as a win for Tampa?
Yeah.
So
I know it's not over, but yes.
So both Josh and I got Buffalo right.
Pain.
We all got Philly.
You got Buffalo right.
Yep.
but I got a Super Bowl ring or banner out of it. I know it doesn't count, but it happens. So.
Okay, San Francisco, we all got wrong. Josh got Pittsburgh right. Josh and I got Miami right. We all got the Carolina game wrong. We all got the Indy game like half wrong, so we'll just put a tie in.
Yeah, we won't count that one. We'll just give
okay.
Us all ties.
Both of you got the Saints right. Both of us got the Jets right, or the Ravens right, and we both got the Jags right too. You got no. Josh and I got Minnesota. Slow down. Yeah, Josh and I got Minnesota right. We all got Tennessee wrong. We all got the Chargers correct. We all got Kansas City correct. And then this game, you're on the wrong side of this one.
Yeah. So
right now, Josh has 7 wins and a tie, or 8 wins and a tie. I have 8 wins and a tie. You have 6 wins and a tie. So you need a comeback here.
I need to go crazy. It's week 1.
That's a great play by Levante David. That is a stellar play by Levante David.
See, the reason why I lost is because 1, I believed in the Rams. I was let down by my team. And 2, I was let down by Aaron Rodgers.
This is a valid point.
So I'm not going to be as bold next week.
So so we would be looking at a 9-5-1 start for both Josh and I, while you would be sitting in the doldrums at a 6-8-1 with 1 game left.
So as of right now, I'm eating nachos.
Yeah. As of this moment, you're eating nachos. What does the winner get? So what do I get at the end of the season?
A Ravens jersey. I don't know. You already have like 4.
I need.
Is that right?
Though.
Do you have 4 or you have 3?
I got Marlowe, JK, Flacco, and Lamar. So I have 4, and I've 5 signed Lamar as well. So Dobbins, Marlowe.
You get a Donovan Mitchell Cavs jersey.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That'd be cool.
I think he's wearing 45 with us.
This is fun. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott is now on the sidelines getting his throwing hand looked at by team medical personnel.
Oh, Cooper Rush is in the game.
Cooper Rush is in the game.
Okay.
On 4th down and 6, and he gets sacked, but there's a flag.
Okay, yeah. This is going to be a win for Tampa. Sorry. Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Josh has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Dak just sprinted into the sideline and into the locker room, I'm pretty sure.
So Josh and I will have a 3-game lead.
I gotta go off next week.
Yeah, you gotta go off.
I gotta go off.
You're gonna take the Rams. They're gonna drop into the game.
So here's the deal. Matthew Stafford let me down. Aaron Rodgers let me down. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys let me down. Cooper Rush completes it for a 1st down.
Oh, so you were let down by Mac Jones. That was just a bad bet for you, I guess. I will say that if Atlanta had held on, I would have been in a really good spot because I'd be +2.
I really did not see that coming out of Miami. I thought they played really good.
Cooper Rush with an arm punt. Well, not quite an interception.
Not quite an arm punt, but close enough.
You just unloaded it.
No receiver there.
She's right. Yeah, so I'm happy with a 3-game lead through week 1, even though all of our exterior bets with
this is all going to change in like 4 weeks from now. It's going to be like all over the place. So I'm not worried right now.
I wonder how many people if you could have realistically gotten all 14 games right, obviously Indianapolis tied. Because I think like Buffalo you could call, Philly you could call, Chicago, maybe you said bad weather game, Pittsburgh. I don't know. I think it's tough to get both Chicago and Pittsburgh. Miami, fine. Cleveland, week 1 was tough. New Orleans, yeah. Baltimore, yeah. Better team. Washington, better team. Devin White. Minnesota, home.
Sounds like a handful of Bucs fans are there. Not obviously not an overwhelming majority, but it definitely sounds like quite a handful made the trip.
Yeah. Hey, I would too. Last Brady game in Dallas, in all likelihood.
Could be.
Devin White is so volatile. He has 2 sacks today, 7 tackles, 6 solos, 2 TFLs, 1 pass deflection.
CBS is reporting it's an apparent thumb injury.
Ooh, those are the worst.
And that's all I'll say. I know you don't like thumbs. They're going for it on 4th down and 15.
Oh,
Cooper Rush goes deep.
Oh, man.
Oh, he dropped it.
Oh, no.
Is that
Simi Fehoko? That honestly might be Simi Fehoko at this point. Oh, he had it. Great PBU by Mike Edwards. That's a whale of a play. I don't actually know if that's Fehoko. I know it's not Jalen Tolbert. It is Fehoko. Simi Fehoko.
I think
What
this
a
one's
time
just
to get
about on
there.
ice.
Yep, we got 3:14 to go. Tampa leads by 16. 99.9% chance at winning, and this game does not feature the Atlanta Falcons. So I think we're pretty safe. All right. Do you think we should wrap it up, or should we stay on for the next 3 minutes of game time?
We should see it through. I mean,
Okay.
as bad as over as the game feels, we did. If we stuck it out for a Browns Steelers game.
Okay. In fairness, we didn't stick it out. We meaning Zach and I, we didn't stick it out for the massacre that was Michigan, Georgia. We were just doing trivia halfway through the 3rd quarter. Oh. Sigh.
We can be tough. We can handle it. It's only 3 more minutes plus the 2-minute warning. We'll be fine.
Da, da, da.
So it looks like we're doing next Thursday night will be our next game.
Yes, sir.
Chiefs Chargers. Our first regular season look at Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit.
Love to see it.
I'm a fan of how they managed to work out a deal so that Herbstreit can keep doing college football on ESPN and then go back and forth between that and Thursday night for Amazon. So good to see that. You know what's going to be weird, though, is when we turn on Monday Night Football tomorrow and we hear Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
Oh boy. I forgot about that. Huh.
I literally haven't heard their voices since the last game they called for Fox, which I think is the NFC Championship game from last season. I haven't heard them since because that was after the NFL season is when they announced the deal, which put Fox had Joe Davis from the Dodgers doing.
Now they're doing the goose egg graphic. New England.
Oh no!
Minnesota, Dallas, and Atlanta.
Now they're showing the graphic that you've been quizzing me on.
The Atlanta Falcons are 0-10.
0-10.
0-10.
You thought it was 0-9.
No, it was 0-9. They lost the Super Bowl as well.
Oh yeah, okay. You were doing regular season now, I remember.
Yep. Bro, 0-10. 0-4 since he's been your division mate, bro. Ugh. To be fair, they haven't beaten the Saints in that time either. So Atlanta is bad. Who would have thunk?
The
I
one
do
thing I
think they should
remember
have won
from the
today.
first time we played Tom Brady while he was on the Bucs is Jordan Fuller getting 2 interceptions, including a game winner.
Yep.
And all the talk was about how he was drafted at the same pick. They were both 199. I screamed when that happened too. I was like, we are in so much trouble because the Rams had a significant lead throughout the game, but Jared Goff sucked, so we could never capitalize. And then Tampa's tied it, but then we got a field goal, and I was like, we have left too much time on the clock for Tom Brady. This game feels over. And then Jordan Fuller's just like, nah, we're good.
Okay, this is from Henry. Let's hear it.
What would I do to have the Jets win the Super Bowl? I don't know, but it would involve me going to jail. Go to a Patriots game. I would cut off my arms and legs. Get rid of my little brother. I mean, I have a big Italian family. I can do some dancing. Sacrifice my wife. Really? Yeah. Drink piss. I'll get back to my ex-girlfriend, man. Just like that. We need this Super Bowl. End up in torture in North Korea. I'd kill my mother-in-law. Run down the canyon of heroes. Naked, streaking. We're going streaking. I would crawl through a tunnel of shit like Shawshank Redemption and come out the other side for Jet Super Bowl.
This is what Jets fans would do for a Super Bowl.
I would kill a nun. Oh my! I'm deceased.
Jets fans, you guys are different breed. You guys are absolutely.
Oh, we beat the Jets. We freaking beat the Jets. Now I can talk all the trash I want in the group chat. I don't have to worry about blowing it up.
I can't talk trash because we lost to the Jets last time we played them. By the same score that we won the Super Bowl. That's poetic justice.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if you beat the Jets in that game, maybe you don't make the Stafford trade.
That is actually quite the hypothetical because Goff did put up a stinker against San Francisco.
The 2020 Jets were so bad. They were so bad.
And they won 2 games.
Yeah. Well,
at least Cleveland had the excuse of they were missing all their receivers because of COVID.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you guys go 11-5, you still don't catch Seattle, though.
What if we beat Seattle instead?
You did beat Seattle.
No, the second game. We lost the second game against Seattle in 2020. Week 16.
Okay, let me go back. Okay, so week 20 or week whatever week you lost to the Jets.
I think it was week 15. 15, yeah.
Oh, darn, I can't go all the way back. Okay, 2020 season schedule. Okay, so you guys were the 6th seed. Do you think you beat the Commanders and then the Saints?
Yes, we beat the Commanders. Actually, don't know about the Saints. That might be a tricky one, but I think we beat the Commanders.
Yeah, because if you beat the Jets, then you'd be the 5 seed.
Because here's the thing, too. If Goff still gets hurt, and we have John Wolford playing against Washington, I think we win that game because then Wolford would not be taking a dirty hit to the head from Jamal Adams.
I think Tampa beats Seattle. I don't think that Seattle team was all that good.
No. I mean, they were...
Do you guys beat the Saints on the road, though? You guys have to beat the Bucs in this scenario.
Yeah, I don't think we're winning in that scenario.
Although you would be at home. And didn't you beat the Bucs in the regular season? Yeah, you beat them. Yeah, Monday night game. Imagine an alternate universe that you lose to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Imagine if that happened in 2018. I still would have been pissed, but...
Oh, Cooper Rush missed a touchdown to Amari. That's not Amari Cooper.
And it's CeeDee Lamb.
Shady's nuts. Ha, got him. I still can't believe Pittsburgh won 12 games that year, bro.
That was such a weird year. That was a year where there were almost no fans. Games were getting shuffled left and right. there were like you obviously I think had the most significant one. There was the Ravens game that got moved to Wednesday, and it was supposed to be like a Tuesday or not. It wasn't supposed to be a Tuesday. It was supposed to be. Was that just supposed to be a normal Sunday afternoon game, and then it got moved all the way back?
No, it was supposed to be Thanksgiving night, and then it was moved to Sunday at 3 as a standalone game on NBC. Then it was moved to Monday. It was moved to Wednesday.
The Sunday Night Football Wednesday special, as it was called.
Yep. Oh, man.
Definitely a lot of weird stuff. I also want to touch on like when the Rams game did get postponed against Seattle this past season.
Mm-hmm.
There is just
this is a brutal schedule for Tampa. Saints, Packers, Chiefs.
Oh boy, Tampa.
And then they get a reprieve. Falcons, Steelers, Panthers. Then they get the Ravens at home, Rams at home, Seahawks at home.
I honestly forgot we'd play the Buccaneers again.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, like a lot of people were saying, oh, it's rigged because the game should have been pushed back. The Rams should have had the forfeit. For one, you were reading the rule wrong. For two, it hurts the Rams because they get a game delayed, which messes up their schedule. Mm-hmm. And then they have an even shorter week to prepare for their next game.
Wow. The AFC West or the AFC South really went winless.
I mean, for one,
they still went winless.
For one, it's Jacksonville, not a surprise. For two, you've got the Colts. Tie. Can't be mad, but it's not a win.
What do you mean you can't be mad? You're the better team. You should win that game.
They played the Texans in that one, right?
Yes. Bro,
honestly, both teams should just walk away from that like it's an L. Neither one. And then the Titans, I'd probably be the most disappointed. I feel like the Titans, I won't say they were like a shoo-in to win that game, but I definitely didn't expect New York to get them like that. So,
oh boy, Alberto. Well,
football.
Come on now, guys. How do you tie the Texans? And I can talk because we don't play the Texans this year.
I would also like to know how there's just so many weird games with the Texans as of late. How they lose or they beat the Chargers. Like they beat the actual crap out of the Chargers.
Yeah. Bad pick 6 from Herbert. Herbert was okay today. I didn't think he was all that great. He was fine.
He played good enough for them to win, but I think that the defense just showed up.
The Kansas City Chiefs dropped 44 on Arizona's head. I think they're the only team the Bills cracked 30. The Eagles had 38. Wow. Eagles and Lions both went for 35 plus. Tough. The Cowboys are going to be the lowest scoring team of the week.
With 3 points.
Oof.
And they just called intentional grounding on Cooper Rush.
Good job, Cooper. Darn, we can't get a Cooper to Cooper touchdown this year. At least for right now. He's out of the tackle box, I think. Maybe.
Didn't even make it to the line of scrimmage. It was near an O line then, so that makes it ineligible.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike McCarthy takes his headset off in disgust.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be disgusted too. This pathetic performance by the Cowboys. Not exactly surprised because Cowboys, but ouch.
If I have to post a tweet about that Vita Vea sack, I'm using his full name.
Oh, that's okay. Pressure. Rip. 3rd and 25.
I am very angry that I picked Dallas to win this game. They really let me down.
Yeah, 3 points, buddy.
Super Bowl 53 vibes.
That's an ouch.
It sucks because like they had something going for them.
Mm-hmm.
They had the first points. They looked like they were in it, but then obviously it doesn't help but Dak got hurt.
Yeah, Tampa really had 5. Oh, really? The dump off on 4th and 12, bro?
This is like you said. Every time I bet against Tom Brady, he wins. Every time I bet in favor of Tom Brady, he loses.
Oh, the Bucs stole your bit.
What did they steal? What are they doing?
They posted his full name.
Come on, Tampa.
I wonder why Tampa would do that.
Why would you goofballs do that? I think that was 4th down too, so it looks like that's
4th and 12.
gonna.
All right.
All right, game's pretty much over. I can throw.
Let me know when the preseason is over and Dallas starts the regular season.
All right. There's the knee.
Oh man, that'll wrap us up for today. What a brutal day.
Yeah.
What a
Crazy
fun day.
game. Fun games, boring games, disappointing games, exciting games.
The Ravens are victorious. I can't believe it. We finally won a game. The first time since November. Hey, we got what's up, 49er Media?
If you're a Browns fan, you're walking away happy because your team is 1-0 for the first time since 2004. If you're a Giants fan, your team is 1-0. We saw Zach earlier. Shout out to him for stopping by.
Yes, sir.
19-4 or 4-3. I don't know why I read 4 is your final.
Hey, I actually finished a Madden game 19-4 once.
Let's go stats really quick. Tom Brady, 18 for 27 with 212 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Dak Prescott went 14 for 29, 134 yards, 1 interception. Leonard Fournette, 21 carries for 127 yards. Zeke Elliott, 10 carries for 52 yards. Not great.
He was fine.
I guess it was okay, but you should. I feel like there should have been more. Mike Evans had 5 receptions for 71 yards, 1 touchdown. Noah Brown was Dallas's leading receiver, 5 receptions for 68 yards.
That's not exactly ideal.
Julio Jones had 3 receptions for 69 yards. Nice. Yeah, Mike Evans had the only touchdown of the whole game. Defensively, if I can find defensive stats, Devin White had 8 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. Leighton Vander Esch was Dallas's leading defensive tackle. He had 9 total tackles. And then Antoine Winfield Jr. had the interception for Tampa Bay. Donovan Wilson had it for Dallas. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really want to read punter stats. So that was punters are people too. Screw it. Jake Camarda, 3 punts. Or no, that's his number. No, yeah, that was 3 punts. 3 punts for 152 yards. Brian Anger went 5 for 254. Punters are people too. And that will wrap us up for Sunday Night Football. And we have 1 game remaining in week 1, which will be the Russell Wilson Revenge Bowl. The Seahawks take on the Denver Broncos tomorrow at, I believe, 5:20 Pacific.
Do you remember what the first play of the game was? Oh, it was a pass, yeah.
Yeah, it was a pass.
Did Brady lead everyone in receiving yards today? Or Brady Evans? Yeah, well,
Evans. So, yeah.
By 2 yards. Yep, your Tony Pollard take. Ouch.
Put me on blast. I don't care. I really thought they were going to run with him tonight, and they just did not at all.
It do, in fact, be like that.
Well, that's the beauty of takes. You win some, you lose some.
That is correct. And I won a lot of them today. I gotta explain this. I started today. Let me go back and find it. I cracked 300,000 points last night before the let me find it. I posted so many times today. Okay. Okay, I had 310,000 points in 10 days. And in the last 24 hours, I've gone from 310,000 points to 752,000 points. A 400,000 point increase in 24 hours, essentially. What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed. All right. I think that should just about wrap us up. Again,
Beautiful.
only one more game for week 1. We won't be live, but we will be paying attention. So,
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring a ding ding, that Le'Veon bell, that notification bell, so you can get notified when we go live, when we post content. Henry, our wonderful design guy, has some awesome content from Ravens Jets, talking to Jets fans. Jets fans are hilarious, so make sure you check that out very soon. Jack, any final words?
Super Bowl champion Aaron Donald trains with knives.
Week 1 loser Aaron Donald doesn't train.
He's the week 1 loser, but he is in fact a Super Bowl champion. He trains with knives and he trains with Bengals helmets.
Yes, it's true.
We'll see you guys later.
Toodaloo, folks.